Google Workspace is a collection of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools, softwares, and products, all developed by Google. Hi, I'm Dr. Rashid, a speech and presentation coach. I've used Google Workspace for virtually all of my digital engagement, for file management, sharing, and for education purposes with my students, fellow colleagues, and lecturers. So if you're looking out to start using a single platform that houses a range of tools for your content creation, storage, education purpose, then I would like to invite you to my all-in-one Google Workspace course where I explain in detail the top 20 applications in Google, including Google Office Suite, Google Drive, Google Photos, Google Calendar, Google Classroom, Google Forms, Google Hangouts, Google Keep, Google Maps, Google Slides, Google Translate, Google Jamboard, Google Mail, Google Drawings, and many, many more. So this course is for beginners who are interested in using Google platforms for their engagement because most of the key features are free of charge. So the only requirement for this course is an internet, your computer, and your willingness to learn something. So if you are ready, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the day.
In this video, I want to share with you how to use the Google Office Suite. Okay, so as an alternative to Microsoft Office Suite that may be quite expensive for some people to access, maybe Office 365 is too expensive and you're tired of paying consistently every month for Office 365 package and you want an alternative. Well, Google Office Suite is a very fantastic tool that is actually for free for personal use. Only for business use you have to pay, but for personal use it's quite free. And you can see, build your best ideas together in Google Docs. You can collaborate online and do so much more. It comes in with different kind of features. You can write faster with built-in intelligence, and you can consult, you can bring in collaboration and intelligence to other file types. Okay, so you have different kind of files: PowerPoint, Excel, and Microsoft Word. Okay, so you can do more with add-ons. There are a lot of add-ons that you can add in, work on fresh content, stay productive, and even offline. You can work even offline. So security, compliance, and privacy is secured here. So these are some of the various plans, products that you can find in the Google Office Suite Workspace. You have Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. These are representations of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so you have, in addition to that, you have Forms, Keep, Sites, and many more. Okay, so but for now we are going to concentrate on these three, which are the most important: Docs, Sheets, and Slide. Okay, for business use it's 12 USD per month, but for personal use, which is the one we are going for, is free. Okay, so for free personal use you have a bunch of these options. You have 15 gigabyte of Google storage, cloud storage, and you can do Google Meet video conferencing with a maximum of 100 participants. Okay, so let's check out the go to Docs for personal use, which is this one. And over here you have the option to, you can check from these three lines. You have a bunch of other features and options. For example, you can see the different features. Okay, the Docs, the Sheets, the Slides, and Forms. So you can navigate to each and every one of them from here directly by just clicking on these three lines. So let's say we start with the Docs, and we've got a number of templates that we can start from. So once you open the Google Docs, you can get there from maybe this from these three lines, or you can come to docs.google.com. Okay, so once you're here, you'll be hit with a new document, maybe from a template, depending on what you want. Is it a resume? Is it a letter? Is it a project proposal? You can all start from here. These are templates, and these are recently used documents from your computer. It's going to capture that, and you can see quite a lot of them. But then let's say for this tutorial we are starting at the blank page. Okay, so we'll click on this to start a blank page. And once you're here, the first thing you will notice is that you can start typing immediately here. And the first thing is to give this document a name. You can rename it over here. So let's just call it public speaking. Okay, so you give it a name and it's going to save this on your drive. Okay, so it's going to save it to the drive. You can always visit it to check, and you can mark this as a start document, so you can easily find it even within the start document in your Google Drive. So you can write anything as usual, and you can call out people depending. Okay, and you have a bunch of options over here from the ribbon. You can type anything, whether you copy and paste or you type. So let's say we type something. Welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe. So this is just something, a text that we'll just type. You can select it and you can play around with the text. Over here we have the text editing features. You can align center, you can align right, you can align left, you can kind of justify if you want. You can change the line and paragraph spacing, and you can change many other features, just like the way you have in Microsoft Office. You equally have it over here. You have the editing features, you have suggesting, you have viewing. Okay, people who you want to collaborate with, what can they do on this document? Okay, so you have other options here. You can undo, redo, you can print, you can do all sort of things. You can put in the text style, normal text, you can increase the size, you can put headers and many more. You have the font style and font types over here. You're free to explore and check it out. Over here you have the file. You can start a new document, either it is a Microsoft Word document from a template, or you can start a spreadsheet, or you can start a presentation, or even drawing from here. Okay, so you can open an existing document or make a copy of it, and you can email this to someone, email this file to someone directly, or you can download on different formats: PDF, docs format, rich format, or plain text. Okay, so much more. You can move this file to another file or content, or place in your Google Drive, or you can move it to trash, and so much more. So you have the other editing features like copy and paste, do and undo, redo, and view options. You can customize this to your liking. You can enable mode, editing mode, and you can enable on the suggestive mode like we've explained. You can enable full screen or show section breaks easily. You can insert different kind of things from here. You can insert, upload a document, an image from a computer, from a search the web to find a document, either Google Drive or Google Photos, or enter a URL and to capture that picture. And you have tables. You can insert different kind of tables using different kind of rows and columns and all that. You can insert all sort of things. You can insert drawings also. You can create a new drawing. You can insert different kind of charts, bar chart, column charts, line charts, pie charts, and many more. Or you can even insert from Google Sheets directly. Okay, so you could bring in horizontal line, dates, footnotes, special characters, equations, watermarks, and headers and footers. Okay, page numbers, you can add all that easily from here. You have a bunch of formats. Okay, text paragraphing, you can use the text features over here: bold, italic, underline, and so much more. And you can equally do that using these various controls: Control B, Control I, and Control U, just like the way we have it in Microsoft PowerPoint or Microsoft Office Suite. Okay, so you have a bunch of headers and footers, and you have a bunch of tools: spelling, grammar, word count, and all that. Feel free to try it and see. You can even do voice typing. You can hit on voice typing and you can start typing. So click to speak. So let's say we want to type it here. As soon as you identify the place, you click to speak. Hello and welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. And you can stop it. All right, you can see this is, you've just said something and it has written it for you. You can do that consistently and continuously using this feature. Okay, so you have a bunch of features. Try other things. You can do formats, you can check out tools, script editor, preferences. You can bring in different kind of add-ons, do more with add-ons. You can get add-ons and apply them here. So one of the most important part of this document, Google Docs, is that it comes incorporated with different kind of apps. For example, at the top here you have the calendar, which you can easily use to check your activities and your schedules for the day easily. You can check based on your activities, what do you have for today, what do you have for the week. You can even check out This is today, Monday. I don't have anything. Maybe you can check yesterday. What do I have? You can see to update it over here. Okay, and you can open it in a new fresh tab, so you can have an idea of what do you have. You can check on each day what activity do you have and at what time easily. Okay, and over here you have Google Keep. Also, you can check out your document and data that you've kept because it will synchronize with your Gmail address easily. Okay, so you have the contacts, maps, and many more, and you can bring in other add-ons also from here. One of the key important feature of this is that you can share easily with your friends, privately to your friends, so that they can contribute and collaborate with you while you are working on this very document. So it's very easy to do that. Feel free to try it and experience it. It's a very fantastic alternative to Microsoft Word. So let's say we are trying another option, which is so let's say we open now spreadsheet and take a look at how it's going to look. And as you can see, it looks perfectly the way we want it to look, because it kind of looks exactly like the Microsoft Excel look. Okay, it looks like exactly like the Microsoft Excel that we have. You see the cell arrangement, okay, and the different features. Okay, the file menu, the same thing. Edit menu, you can have the same editing features. You can have the same view options. Okay, you can have insert. You can bring in different kind of cells. You can insert cells, and shift right, and insert cell and shift down. Okay, you can insert rows, you can insert columns, you can insert sheets, and even charts. You can bring in pivot tables, images, and even drawings. Okay, you have different functions. You can check around over here, and easily you can use them. Okay, so you have formats. Over here. You have different themes you can bring in, and you can different text features, alignment and wrapping, rotations of text, and all that. You can check around and see how and what you can do with your text. And data tab also contain all sort of things, from create a filter to filter views, add a slicer, and so much more. You can have tools over here. You can create forms directly from here. You can do spell check and notifications, and you have a bunch of other extensions that you can check around, the macros and all that. App sheets you can check, and you have the help menu also that is available at any given time. Over here to these tabs, you have various bunch of features that you can use to plot your graphs and to edit your text and play around with the text styles and all that. You just feel free to try it. These are functions that we've just explained. You can just check through it and see what you can benefit from. And over here at the top, you can share the document equally with people, and you can upload and publish. You can present this using this icon to the people. You can present using a meeting code, usually on Google Meet. You can easily present this on using the meeting notes. So this is just the same way that we have in the Microsoft Excel. You just feel free to try it and see what you can do. How can you edit? How can you play around with your document? What benefits can you have? So the same way, we can try to open the Google. We'll come back here and say to file and say presentation instead of spreadsheet. You can say presentation, and you have the looks just like the way you have in Microsoft Excel, and you can do quite a lot with these presentations as well. So the same way you add slides, the same way you add content to your slide, the same way you change the theme, the backgrounds, the arrangement, the slideshow, virtually many of those features are also available over here. So one of the key advantages or additions that we have over here is a theme that's newly introduced. You can see different kind of styles that you can bring into your themes, to your slides, so that they can kind of look much more professional and better. So feel free to try it, to explore and see. So whichever one you click is going to take that as a template, and you're free to add content accordingly, and you can just type anything you want, for example. So many things you can write, and you can customize this to your liking. You can close this, and you can check other features like the background, the layouts. You have different kind of layouts that you can bring in, the themes that we just discussed, transitions. You have a bunch of transitions you can check. From here you can see a lot of them dissolve, fade, but the only downside of presentation is that the Google presentation is that it doesn't have much of the animations compared to what we have on Microsoft Office 365 and all that. Okay, so all the features you can find them virtually here. You can have the view, the edit feature, the view feature, the insert feature. You can insert so many things accordingly, just like we've explained. The formats, you can play around with the text format. Slides format, you can bring in new slide, duplicate slide, delete slide, and so much. Transitions you can apply. You can check out the arrangement order. You can bring in top to bottom. Tools, you can just check out the spelling tools. Voice speaker also works here as well. You can bring in different kind of add-ins and many more. Okay, so feel free to try the Google Office suite, including the Microsoft, including the docs, the sheets, as well as the presentation. They are very, very good alternatives to Microsoft Office suite. If you're tired of that, you can always use this. And once you're done editing or presenting or making your document, you can always come to file, and you can always download this in different formats. That's one of the benefits. Once you download it in .ppt, this is going to open in the Microsoft PowerPoint anywhere you find yourself. Equally the same here. Once you download in .docs, is going to open in Microsoft Word equally, and you can download even in PDF, which can open virtually anywhere. The same thing goes to this spreadsheet. You can download in different kind of format, .xls or .pdf, okay, or .csv. It's still going to open in Microsoft Office, Excel, and thereabout. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit about Google Office suite. In today's video, I want to show you how to use the Immersive Reader in Google Docs. So actually the Immersive Reader is not enabled in Google Docs. We just have a little workaround to show it to the viewers on how to use it to have a very uninterrupted view of your document on the Google app, on the Google platform. So as we all know, to get to Google Docs, all you need to do is to start by typing docs.google.com, and it will bring you over here to the Google Docs platform. You have the option to open up from the templates or from other recently opened or created document that you have. But then we try to create a blank document, and the first thing we need to do is to rename it. Okay, so let's call it Immersive Demo file. So we saved it, and it's going to save this to our drive directly. So we can specify the location in the drive by just clicking on this. We can specify any location, let's say demo folder, and just click on save. It's going to save it in the demo folder. So let's say we have some content, something like this, and we want to have the immersive view on it, on this particular document. But we can see from the top here that at this moment it is not enabled. Okay, so what we need to do is to make sure that we are on this page. We can come all the way to the file over here. We can come to file, and then we can go all the way to publish to the web. We have to publish this document to the web before we can use it, before we can enable the Immersive Reader. So to those who don't have an idea of what Immersive Reader is, it's a view of a document that is not interrupted by any ads or anything. It's a fantastic view that will aid you in reading. You will not be interrupted while you are reading, and you can even have the computer read the text for you or dictate the text for you directly. If you are someone like me who doesn't like reading, you can have the computer read for you the text completely from beginning to the end, and you can change to from different readers, which I will show you right away. Okay, so you just come over here and click on publish online. Okay, so once it comes here, you have the option to publish online and get a link, or publish online and get an embedded code. Okay, you can get an embedded code that you can put on your website, that anyone that clicks that link can have access to this document, and if he likes, you can enable the immersive view. So let's say we try to publish and get a link. Okay, we click on OK here, and it's published online. Okay, so you have the link over here. This document is published, so you have the link over here. You can just copy the link, or you have the code over here. You can just copy the code if you want to put it on your website. So let's say we copy the link, and we can go to any browser and paste it. So let's say we open our Edge browser and we just paste that particular link and hit enter. And here we are. we have the immersive reader over here. So once we click on this, we will have the immersive reader from this. So let's click on it to have an idea. So this is the immersive reader. You can see the view. It's quite interesting. You can see everything that we just pasted because this document is published online. So you can read it aloud. You can enable the computer to read aloud for you. Okay, something like this.
Immersive demo. Hydraulic engineering.
You can read directly. You can have it read aloud. You can change the voice option to have someone different read the message. Maybe this is Microsoft Area Online. You can choose the voice, different kind of voice. You can change to any voice, and you can listen to it again if you want. And you can change the speed. This is the normal speed. You can make it to read a bit faster or a bit slower depending on your liking. If you want it to read a bit faster, then you can enable it, or if you want it to read slower, you can control it from here. So let's try to read using a different reader.
As a subdiscipline of civil engineering is concerned.
So this is a very interesting feature that you can use to enable the computer to read for you. So other options, once you click on the read aloud, you have text preferences. You can play around with the text spacing. You can increase it. You can put in the different fonts. You can change around. You can text. You can enable the text column style. You can enable it and change it accordingly. You can have this one, or the centralized one, or the mini columned one, but this one I think looks much better. The page themes, you have this one as the existing one. You can have it to be black all the way. You can have this one, the ash one, or you can have plainly white. Okay, but I think the black makes a lot of sense and it's easy even to read at night. More themes, you can click on this and you can have more themes, something like this yellow or this green, depending on your choice. You can just select accordingly. Once you are okay, you enable it. You can enable text spacing also. Text size, you can increase or decrease to larger text or to smaller text, but I think the medium is okay. You can check grammatical tools. These are grammar tools. You can enable syllables and you will see it, the way the whole thing is formed and how the grammar is being formed. And you can disable it to have your text fully arranged. You can enable all the nouns. You can highlight all the nouns in the whole text, so you'll be able to see the nouns. And you can disable that. You can highlight all the verbs in red. You can disable that. You can highlight all the adjective in this green sign, so you can check and you will be able to know the adjective and all that. Adverbs in this orange color, you can be able to see all of them. And you can show labels if you want. Okay, so many things to enable. You can check the reading preferences. You can make it line focus. Picture dictionary, you can enable this, and from the word you will be able to see a picture of what it is hovering over. So you can put in translate in cases if you have a language. You can translate this to any language of your choice. You can check in any language and it will translate for you. So this is quite interesting. This is very interesting feature that each and everyone who uses Google Docs should know and should be able to activate. There are basically two methods in which you can open a Google form for you to invite participants to register for events and to keep in their details, which you can keep, and you can use it to remind them in cases of the event coming up. You can use the contact number or the email address they provided, so you can remind them and then send in messages to them easily. So the first method is to come over to your Google Drive. If you are on drive.google.com, you can come over to new here and you can see the different bunch of options we have here, and down here we can see Google Forms. And once you hit on the Google form, you are going to see a number of options. You can start from a blank form and you can take from a blank quiz and edit it, or you can start from a template. So for example, let's say we want to start from a template, and there are very many templates that we can choose from. Maybe contact information, you can have find a time and event registration. For example, we can check on this. and we can see the details, everything taken. And once you input your details here, you can submit to the organizer so that he can have your details. But for this case, we are going to go on a fresh blank page so that we can start and create a new form from the scratch. The second method in which you can get to these forms, you can come to the browser and say docs.google.com/forms. And once you hit enter, it's going to bring you up to the Google Forms page. So you can have the option to kickstart from recent forms that you have designed, or you can work on a different existing template, which you can check the gallery over here. There are a lot of templates that like we've just shown, and we can start from a blank page. So now in case we're starting from a blank page, from here, for example, we can say new, and we can go straight to forms, and we can hit on this arrow and say start from a blank page. So the first thing we need to do is to give the form a name. Okay, so we can just give it, maybe let's say meeting 001. This is our first meeting, and we can give it a title over here. Say Kintevali Toastmasters Club meeting. Okay, down here you have to give the form description. What kind of information you want to share with your participants or your audience. You paste, say for example, welcome to our club meeting. Kindly fill in your details as per below, so we can put in the details that we want to request from the participant. So the first question is an untitled question, which we can change to our liking. For example, we want to give it our full name, and automatically detect and makes it a short answer. So you have the option to choose from different answers. You can give long answers like a paragraph, and you can give multiple choices. You can give check boxes, and you can give options. And for in this case, because we are just asking of a simple name, we can go with short answer. You can just provide the answer here, and down here you have the option to duplicate this question, or to delete it if you want, or to make it a requirement before a person can submit this form. He has to fill up this part. Okay, so next is we can add a picture to this to signify something if you want, if you have a picture. So the next is to add a question. You can do that by just hitting on this plus sign. You just hit, and then you can add a question. For example, we can say you can put it your phone number, and we can give it as a short answer as well, giving the same because it's just a short answer, just the phone number. And then we can add another question, and we can say academic background. For example, we can say academic background. We can give in options. Are you an engineering student, or you are an art student, or you are an education student? All right, in each case you are free to delete or remove the option and then choose another one, but in this case you can just leave it. You can delete by just hitting on this remove, or you can reshuffle by just coming here and dragging this to the top. You can put it to the top, or you can bring it down to the bottom, or you can just resize the location accordingly. Okay, so let's say it's going below this. Okay, so let's say this one goes up after it, name, phone number, and then academic background. You can choose from this. There are a series of things you can add. For example, you can import a question from a given question from another form. You can import a question into this form and create it, and then you can add a text or a title. Once you click on this, it's going to give you the opportunity to add a title. So for example, at this point we want to give in a new title. Let's say personal information, and then you can give a description. Let's say personal information. You can give a description. So this part is about yourself. So we can add a question from here. For example, we can say number of children. Okay, you can say number of children. You can give the number, or we can give in options, maybe multiple choice. You can say option 1, 2, maybe option 2 you can give it 3, option 4 we can say 5. So you can choose from anyone. All right, just like that we can keep adding multiple questions. You can add another question if you want. You can just check, and okay, let's ask the question, why this club? Okay, and we want to make it a paragraph. Okay, this is a long question, so why this club? Give us your answer. Why did you choose this club? Okay, so to make this a requirement, we can make it a requirement. You must have to fill in this part before this form can go out. Again, you can bring in image to this form. You can bring in any image you want to this form, and you can bring in videos as well. So let's try to bring in an image and let's see what happens. So you can browse from photos or from Google Drive or from Google image search and bring in any image. But for example, let's try to bring in a picture from one of our, all right, let's say we want to talk about Foxit PDF, and we can bring it in. Okay, and we just put it. You can bring in picture to this very easily. You can even bring in a video, or you can add a different section. For example, we have given enough questions on this section. Maybe people don't like to answer too many questions on the same page, so you can put in a next section, a next to this page, so that the people can go to the next section and answer other questions. So for example, we add a section. When we add a section, we have to give it a section. So this is the motivation. Or let's say, to what end are you attending our meeting? Okay, so you just give us your reason, and that will be, tell us about your experience. Okay, tell us about your experience, paragraph. The next thing we can look at is we can have responses. This will tell us how many people have responded, and we have the option to keep this open, to keep accepting responses, or to close it so that the responses, participants can no longer submit responses. Or we can go to the settings straight, and in these settings, the most important part is you can make this a quiz, which you can enable, or you can control the responses. Over here, you can limit the response to only one person. If you submit a response, you cannot resubmit again. You can check in the presentation, and you can show progress bar and shuffle questions as you want. You can do all this. If you want, you can disable autosave for all respondents. If you want, you can do from here. And down here, you have form defaults, which you can edit. Question defaults, setting applied. Okay, so this is how it is. You can do so many things over here. You can edit and change things on your own, depending on your choice and liking. Now over here, you can play with the theme of the form. You can change the header. For example, we can bring in a header to this. This is a work or school related thing, so we can choose any from this. Or if you have an already designed header, you can bring it in as an insert. Once you insert it, it's going to take up as our header. You can see it from the main question. Okay, so you can put in a header which we have uploaded. You can change the coloration of the theme. Okay, you can bring in new color if you want. All right, you can add this and it will change everything. You can change background color if you want to any coloration. You can change the font style. I recommend you go with the basic, which is quite easy to understand and easy to read. You can go with the basic. And then down here is where you can see the preview of the form. After you finish, this is our form 101. You can see a preview of it. Once you click on this, it's going to show you the preview. This is required: full name, phone number. Okay, are you an engineering or art student? Personal information about yourself, number of children. You can just choose 2 or 3. Okay, you can, why this club, you give your reasons, and then you can click on next to go to the other part. But this is a requirement, so you have to put in your reasons why you choose this club. Okay, so this is just a sample of the form that you have to fill on your own. Okay, so for example, let's say I have this link and I fill in my details, and then I said I'm engineering student, and then a number of children, I said 2. Why this club? I want to learn, the experts. And then we can go to the next, which you can see the next part, your motivation, to what end. Perfect my speeches, something like that. Once you're done, you can click on submit, and then you can say your response has been recorded. So you can come back over here and you can see immediately one response has been recorded from this. And once you check, you can see it's me that I just filled up, and it can give the details of what I just filled up. You can see based on the question how I responded from this question to the next, to the next, to the next. And you can see based on individual, okay, how they responded. It's just only me who responded, so you can see all others is 1 of 1 if you can, and you can stop the response from here. like I said, and you can generate a spreadsheet for yourself if you want. Maybe later I can show you an example of how a spreadsheet can be generated. So this is a spreadsheet for just one respondent. You can see the details of it over here. And then next is, once you're done, you can just come over here to send. Under the send icon, you have the option to collect the email addresses. If you enable this, it's going to save in the email addresses of the respondents. And then the first thing is, you can send this as a mail directly to this email. You can just type the email and then you put in a subject, or you can just put anything you want. And then once you're done, you can add other participants, other collaborators as well, people who can edit and work on this form, or you want to share with them this very form. You can just put in their details, and once you're done, you click on send. But the most contemporary method is to use this link. Okay, you can see the link. Anyone with this link can get access to this form and can fill it up. We usually shorten it to make it a bit shorter, so it can easily be copied and shared accordingly. And then if you have a website, a HTML website, you can easily copy this embedded code and paste it in the website, so that you can easily have the form, and anyone with the link as well can click and fill up this form directly. You can share on Facebook, you can share on Twitter, you can just copy the link as we used to do and then share it with anyone. So if you have this very link, you paste it anywhere, it's going to give you the same form. But because we have just responded, that's why when we have enabled single response, that's why. All right, so this is about sending the form and getting the link. And then down here we have the settings, which we have explained. Okay, this is one of our meetings, and we have a number of respondents, about 10 of them, and you can just click and you see the respondents. These are by individual. You can see the summary of the respondents, those who responded, and their phone numbers as well. You can see all the details down here, and you can see the responses based on questions: question 1, question 2, question 3, about phone number. You can see all their phone numbers and many more. You can see individuals, you can see their details, and you can move from number 3, number 4, number 5, and thereabout. And once you're done, you can lock up and stop accepting responses if you want, and if you want, you can still continue. So that's about Google Forms. Very easy to create. Once you just go to the website, you can easily create, and you can put in all the details as to questions you want, and then you can respond accordingly. So you can do many more things. For example, over here you can do file upload. You can you can ask the respondents to upload a file, maybe a certificate or any kind of document, a passport or something like that. You can ask them to upload. And you can do linear scales, you can do multiple choice grid. You can give in a grid so that they can choose from the multiple choice. You can do checkbox grid, they can choose from a number of boxes. You can ask them to put their date of birth. Maybe you can specify the date and timing and something like that. All these are possible based on your question and what you want to include in this form. It's very easy to create.
So what is Google Drive? Google Drive is actually a cloud storage provider that Google is actually providing for its users. If you have ever used the iCloud from Apple, or you've used the OneDrive from Microsoft, then this is the Google version of it. So it has tremendous benefits. To start with Google Drive, you can back up your data in case of any kind of crash with your computer, or in case you have missed out 1 or 2 things. You can easily run to the drive and you can get it back on your computer. The second benefit is that you can access your drive from anywhere. You can access your data from anywhere, be it in Asia, be it in Africa, be it in Europe. Wherever you are, you should be able to access your data when you use Google Drive. The third benefit is that you will be able to access your drive, your data, using any kind of device. You can access the data using your phone, and you can access your data using your computer as well, from anywhere. So you have the option to download the app, and you can have access directly of your data in your phone. You can keep track of it, and you can do some basic editing of your data on your phone as well, and it will be updated on the drive, on the cloud, and on the computer. The last benefit is that you have the opportunity to share your data with others. You can easily share your data from the Google Drive to any other person you want to share it with. You can initially, before you can share your data, you have to send in emails, or you have to put it in a drive and then send it to another person. But nowadays with Google Drive, a lot of things have been made very, very easily. You can upload your data, no matter how big it is. You can just share it with a particular person, and you will be able to have similar access, ease of access to that particular document, and you make changes to it. You can collaborate with a particular project. Okay, so once you're working in a project, you can share the document, and you can each work at the same time, simultaneously on the same project. So those are some of the benefits of Google Drive, which you should not miss. So without taking much of our time, let's jump over to my PC and experience what Google Drive is.
So to access Google Drive, all you need to do is to come over to the search bar and type drive.google.com. Once you have your Gmail address open, you will be able to access your Drive directly. Another way you can access it is once you have your email opened, you can come over here directly to this Google Apps. You click on it and you can see a bunch of apps that you can access directly from your device. And down here you can see the Drive. This is the Google Drive we're talking about. You're free to move it to any location of your choice. If you want to reposition it, maybe to have quick access to it, you can bring it up here. Another quick way to access it is you can click on it from here, from your Gmail account, and it will bring you directly to your Google Drive. So once you are in your Drive, what you first see is the list of suggested items that you have visited. This is the most recently visited items in your Drive that you have accessed. It will show you this, and then down here you have a list of folders that you stored in your Drive. All of them, all the folders, all the items that you have uploaded, you will be able to see them here. To the left here, you have the option to create a new file. You click on this new and you can have the option to create a new folder where you can store files, or you can upload a file directly. When you click this, it's going to allow you to upload a file. For example, you can click on this and then you navigate to a location in your computer where you want to upload a particular file. Maybe, for example, I want to upload this, and then you can click on this and you can just upload directly, see it uploading on this drive, right? So once you see the blue tick, it means it has uploaded. The second method in which you can do the same upload is to drag and drop the files. So for example, I can get to my desktop. If I want to bring in a file, I can just simply drag it and drop it. You can see once I drop, it will start copying that file directly, just like that. I need to copy it to my drive. You can copy this. You can do the same for folders. You can drag and drop any folder. You can just drag and drop it just like that, and it will just copy just like we did the other one. So there are two methods in which you can upload. You can upload a file, you can upload a folder, just like now I drag and drop a folder. I show how to drag and drop a folder. You can equally upload a folder using the same method. You click and you can navigate to, for example, where you have folders. You can click on this and it will upload the whole files within that folder. So the next thing is on this new tab, you can create a new Google Docs, you can create Google Sheets, you can create slides for presentations, you can create Google Forms, you can do all that and even many more. You can do drawings and all this. So you can just have a look at it to understand the different functionalities that you have. So this is on new. You have over here your computers. You can actually see how much of your files you have saved, if you've actually synchronized with your computer. If you have a Google Drive app installed on your computer, you can be able to synchronize it, and you see, I will show you just in a bit how you can synchronize your folders from Google Drive to your computer. These are files that I shared with you. When other researchers or other colleagues of yours share files with you, this is where you see them. You can see them over here. All those files, you see them here. They are not present in your main drive. They are only
present here in shared icons, you shared with me files. So, but you have the option to bring back any file by just clicking on it. Coming all the way here to click on make a copy. As you make a copy of this is going to go back to your main drive. This is going to save it in your main drive. So once you click and make a copy, it's going to go to your main drive and it will create a shortcut to that particular file that you have just made a copy of. So next you have your most recently visited files. You can access your most recently visited files directly from recent here, and you have stored items. Stored items are actually items that you visit frequently or you want to save for quick access. You can just put them on the stored items and you can access them very easily by just coming to stored items. Okay, it's just like the stored items. Lastly, you have the trash. Trash is actually important to understand how it operates. If you delete a file from your drive, it directly comes to this trash and you have 30 days to undo the deleting. If not, after 30 days, that particular file will be permanently deleted from your drive. All right. So down here, you have the storage calculator. You can see how much storage you have. Usually it's 15 gigabytes, which is quite a bit much as when you compare to how much data we have. Not the videos, not the too much big data that you can have, but the most important data. With 15 gig, you should be able to have a lot and save more. What I usually do, I used to have more than one Google account. So if you want to store more, you can have more than one, and then you can store subsequently 15 gig on each one of them. And then if you are still buoyant, you want to buy more drive, you can still click on buy more and you see you have the option to buy more. So down here to my drive, you have the option directly here to search. You can click on search and you can search directly any item that you want from your drive. You can click on advanced search. This is the option search. You can just click on it and you can do more of an advanced search in your drive or within the drive. This is advanced and it will help you to find whatever folder you are looking for. You can just search and you can just reset if you are not comfortable with it. So wherever your file is, you don't have to follow up one by one. You just type a part of that name and it will help you to search it very quickly. And then down here, you have the option to stay online. It means whatever you upload here will be synchronized with your computer. If you don't want it, you can off this. Okay, up here you can seek for support. And then here is one of the most important, these settings. This is where you get your Google Drive app on your computer. You just click on it. I have the options to go to settings over here. You can get backup and sync for Windows over here. But before we get the backup and sync, let me show you how you can access the keyboard shortcuts for Google Drive. Once you come to keyboard shortcuts, you have a lot of them that you can access easily. How to access your drive easily, from how you do selections over here to how to do the go to. You can just click on G, N or G and F to navigate between a pen. You can move from up to that, or you can check your upload status by just typing G space U, and you can check your download status by typing G and A, or top of the page GT. Once you click on this, it could just take you. You have options to check on applications. These are the shortcut keys. You can create a file, you can create a folder, you can create a presentation, you can create a form. These are shortcut keys. You can upload a file directly. This is a shortcut key to upload a new file, to upload a new folder. You can check menus directly. You can check actions from here. Now, the first thing you need to do is to start by getting your backup and sync for Windows. So you click on get backup and sync, and this is where you have access to download the backup and sync and the drive for desktop. Okay, you just click on download here and you have it downloaded here. Okay, once you are done downloading, you just click on show in folder and it will take you to that particular place where you download it, and you can just double click to install. It's just a click through installer as well, so you can click and it will just install on your drive directly. So once you install this on your drive, the Google Drive setup, once you install it, you will be able to access it just by coming to your desktop and coming over to search bar here and just searching on Google Drive. Okay, so you can see it here, Google Drive. As you open, it will synchronize your data directly from the cloud to your computer. Okay, so once you click on my drive, you see all those files that you have on your drive just now. So all the files you have here are equally present here. So but the only difference is these ones are present on the cloud, but they are not actually occupying your system's space. You can easily access them by merely clicking or opening it once you are online. You can open it and access them. But then if you want to keep a copy of it on your computer, or you want to have an offline access, then you have to open it offline access. So once you want to have an offline access, you will just click on available offline. Once you click on available offline, this particular file will be available for you even when you're offline. So it will be synchronized to the cloud, and it will be available on your computer. So anytime you can access it. But all others, you have to be online to be able to access them. So they don't occupy any space on your computer. That's the advantage. You just need a small network and you can open them and do whatever operations you want to do. Once you're done, you close. And another thing to just share now, you can add files without actually dragging and dropping on the cloud. You can add your files on this Google Drive desktop file. Okay, so you can just drag this letter and drop on this drive, and it will automatically synchronize and keep it on the cloud. Once you drag and drop, it will, so you don't need to drag and drop on the cloud, on the web page. You can just drag and drop here and it will synchronize it automatically. Once you're online, it will just synchronize and save a copy for you online. The same thing goes to folder. You can drag and drop any folder here and it will synchronize it automatically. It will be online. So you want to check to confirm that, you can come over to this show hidden icons and you can click on it. You can come over to the drive here. Once you click on this drive, you will see that this letter we just uploaded has just been synchronized and it is available online. So all my files, the ones I want synchronized, are already synchronized here. So if you want to add in more files to your Google Drive, you can just drag and drop on this file and it will synchronize it. Or you can do the other methods. Okay, and then up here you can have the option to click and you see your preferences. You can see error list. You can pause sync. You can pause synchronization. If you don't want a particular folder to be synchronized to the cloud, you can easily pause it. Okay, and you can quit the drive directly from here. If you don't want a particular folder to be synchronized, you can easily do that. And if you want to share with people or you want to manage versions, you can do all that from here. Okay, you want to update, as you are updating a particular document, it's equally updating on the cloud. So you have the most updated versions of the document on the cloud. So this is the settings where you find everything, the get backup and sync folder. So this is how to actually get backup and synchronize. Up here in the settings, you have the options to monitor your storage, to convert uploads, okay, to Google Docs or any other one, to select languages, to select your offline preferences and all that. You can manage notifications, how you want to be notified in your emails, the apps that you have, how you want to manage them. You can do all that from the settings. Another thing you can do is you can change the view of this my drive. You can have the grid view. Once you click on this grid view, it will change everything to the bigger folder view. Yeah, I think this looks good. Some people still prefer the other one, okay, the list view. So this one is also good, but if you are the fan of the other one, you can easily click and it will change it accordingly. Down here to your left, you have your calendar and you have keep. Keep is a very fantastic function of part of Google that you can easily keep your passwords, you can easily keep your settings, and any other thing that you want quick access to, you can easily keep it here. And once you just get to keep.google.com, you can easily access and you can make use of it. And down here you have the tasks. Task is an easy method of managing your tasks that you do on daily basis. For example, once you click on it, it will open up the tasks. You can add a particular task. For example, you want to make a video or you want to write paper. Okay, you put the details of it here. What do you want to write? Okay, you can put the details of it and then you put in the date. When do you want to write? Maybe on 14th. And you can set the time, maybe 11:30 a.m. And once you are done, You can click on OK, and it will add this to your list of tasks. Okay, you have write paper, you have making videos, and once you're okay, you are done with a particular task, you can easily click here to mark it as complete, and it will strike it out. And you can do other things here. You can delete a particular task, or you can add a sub task to it. To share your files with a group of people that you are working with, all you need to do is to come over to any file you want to share. For example, files that I shared, you will see it has this icon that it is being shared with others. And once you click on it, you can view details and you can see how much people are viewing this file. So these are the people that have access to this file, about 16 or 20 of them. They have access to this file, so you can see how many people are accessing, and the activity also here. You can see the activity when this person access, when this person access. You can all see their activity. So you have the option to share your files. You can just right click and you click on share directly, where you can provide the email address of the people you want to share, or you can just get a link. When you click on get a link, you have the option to copy this link directly to share with people, and once they click, they can be able to access this file. But then you can control the access of this file for that particular viewer. Is it going to be just to view? He can only view, he cannot edit, he cannot do anything. You can set it at that. If you want more, you can click on this drop down and you can click on to be a commenter. He can view, he can comment on that document, but he cannot edit. He can view and he can put in his comments, but he cannot edit. And you can select the editor if you want that particular person to be able to edit. Okay, once you are able to, you tell that yes, you set it that this person should be an editor of this document, then he will be able to edit on that particular document. And once you are done, you copy this link and you share with your friends, and then this document becomes shared with your colleagues. And once it is shared, you will see this icon shown here. So you will see that these people, these are shared files. These are not shared, these are shared files. And once you click, you see the people that I shared the files with. So once you click any particular folder, you can be able to check on its properties. You can even change the coloration so that you can easily access it, or you can easily see it to be able to know within the files which folders you can easily access. So you check here, you can see it colored directly. Okay, you can just right click and you have the option to remove this file if you want to remove it, and it will send it to the trash. You can download it to your computer if you want to download easily. You can rename it. You can add to stead. Add to stead means it is quick access. Once you want to access it easily, you can just go to stead and you see it just like start. You can move it to a particular folder. Once you click, it will ask you to select where you want to move it. The available folder you can move it is on Epic Mentorship. So you can easily drag, move it to this place. And once you are done here, you are satisfied, you want to move it here, you click on move and it will move it directly. Okay, so still on the right click, you can do open with, you can select the applications you want to open with, or you can share, you can get link just now we have shown. You can show folder location, you can show exactly where this file is. You can add to, and you can do that for nearly all the files. You can select more than one file and you can drag and drop to another file, to another folder. You can drag all these at once and you can drop them on this folder just like that, and all of them will be moved to that particular folder. So to access your Google Drive using your phone, all you need to do is to open your phone. You can go to the Play Store app, you can click on it and then you search for Google Drive. So you see it over here and you can see it down there. You can download and install. You can see it open, you can download and install, but because I've installed mine already, so let's go ahead and open it. All right, you should just make sure that you are signed in with that particular email that we are talking about. So once you are signed in with that email, it should be able to bring you into this particular view of your Windows, where you can see all your folders, just like we have seen in just now with the computer. So you can have access to all of them on your phone directly. And up here, you can have the opportunity to actually look at the recent activities, just like we have. We can have offline mode. You can see your recycle bin, you can see your backups, you can check out some your settings, and you can see your storage condition here. Down here, you have the option to get to home wherever you are from the drive, and you can check your stat item, and you can check on shared documents that I shared with you directly, and you can check on your files directly from here. Here you will be able to have a list of all your folders. Okay, you can change the view from the normal list view to grid view. This is grid view. You can go back to the list view if you want, and then you should be able to navigate and see all your folders down here. You can do all sorts of things from these 3 dots. You should be able to do other things, just like right click. You can copy the folder, you can add to shared documents, you can share with your friends, and you can rename it.
In this tutorial, I want to share with you how to use Google Hangout. Google Hangout is a very fantastic app and feature that you can have with Google. You can easily message and you can make video calls with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family very easily, and it's free of charge. Once you're calling from Google Hangouts to Google Hangouts. Okay, so you can see you can message and video calls. You can do message a friend or start a group conversation together. Okay, you can have one-on-one conversation, and you can do videos as well. You can share emojis, maps, stickers, and gifs. You can connect anytime with video calls, either from your device, from any device, from your computer, from your hand phone, or you can from your Android or iPhone. You can easily connect very easily and fantastically. With up to 10 people you can connect very easily. And then you can synchronize across all your devices, whether from an Android device or iOS or on the web. You can synchronize your data or the app across all the device. All right, so once you understand this, you can click to get started and you can log in with your account. The first thing you need to do to get to Google Hangout is to come to hangouts.google.com to bring you over here, and you can have the experience. So right now you can see the messaging. You can come, or the second method you can do that is you can come to this apps. Okay, this apps menu, you can check out and you can check all the way. You can come to Hangouts over here. So once you're here, you click on Hangout. It's going to bring you over to this very website. This is Google Hangout. You can download the app and install it on your phone, and then you can synchronize very easily. So over here you have a bunch of features. For example, from your left you can see the 3 lines. You can click to see conversations and many other features. Check out your contacts. You can invite, you can start a conversation with anyone. You can invite friends and family. You can bring in download the app for Android, for iOS, and for Chrome. So let's say we download for Chrome and install just now. So you can see the extension. You can just add to Chrome, and you can see add extension, and you can see it has just added the Google Hangout extension to your Chrome, and very easily you can easily use this, and from here you can start chatting with your friends very nicely. And you can click and you can see now it's been enabled, and it's hands alone, just like the app that you have, the WhatsApp that you have on your computer. You can easily use this to navigate. So for example, now you've invited this guy, you can invite other people as well by clicking on this plus sign. Enter a name, an email address, or a telephone number of a person that you know. Okay, so let's say we invite this guy. Okay, so we invite this and we can send the invite very easily. All right, so for the person to actually kind of chat with me, he has to open the account, and you can see send invitation. Let's chat on Hangout. So this is a message that is going to see he or she is going to see. Let's chat on Hangout, and you can send the invitation directly. So let me check one of my accounts to see the invitation that was just sent to me. All right, so let's quickly check. Okay, so once you open your Google account, you can come all the way down to Hangouts. You see Hangouts at the bottom left over here, and you can just click on this small arrow and you can come all the way down. You can check on invitations. You can just click and you can see one invitation from Epic Mentorship. You just click and you can see it over here. You have the option to either accept or ignore. So let's say we accept at this time, and we can start chatting immediately. Once you accept, you can start chatting. So let's say we chat with Epic Mentorship and just say hi Epic. So this is sent to Epic. So let's say we open another account, and then we can easily connect and see. And you can see now we are on Epic account, and you can see it over here. We just got another message from ads.epic. So you can just click and you can start the conversation over here. So you can see add Epic, also say hi Epic. You can just say hi ads. Okay, and you can send, and you can see it over here. Once you check on the Epic's on the ads account, you can see it, you got a new message. All right, so you can just refresh and you can easily see that there's a new message, hi art. So once you click, you can see it, you can be able to see directly. Another thing you can do is you can use emojis. For example, you can come all the way to the bottom left over here, and you can see a bunch of emojis that you can check from. Okay, you can easily use them, and you can check on these ones, you can check on these ones. You have series of them depending on which one you want to use. You can just check and just use it accordingly. You can just send this smiley face, and you can say surprise, and you can send to him. And another thing you can use over here, you can send an image, you can attach a photo that you've written something. So you can just click on it to bring you over here. Now you can send in a photo, you can attach a photo from your document from your computer, or you can check your auto backup, and you can attach any photo and send, or you can check photos, and you can bring in any photos, or you can check from your album. Okay, or you can do video search. You can do video search, and you can easily add an image and just send. Okay, so let's check from my photos, and let's say I'm sending this, and you can select it, and you can send also directly. Okay, you have the option to just send directly to him. So you can just click to send, and you can see he just says surprise. All right, so this is how to send a message. You can easily also start. You can come over here, click this to share a new Meet video. You can do Google Meet video by just coming over here, click on this to start a Meet video. You can start a video call, you can start normal call directly, normal video call. This is normal Meet video call, or this is normal call. Okay, and then you can come to this one to pop out. You can pop out, and you can start calling directly. This is a pop out, so this is signifying that you are chatting with only him, not within the entire platform. You are chatting with only ads. And you have the option also over here to click on these three dots, and you can create group conversations. You can start you can check out other options, and you can close this as well. Okay, so you can always come back, and you can start chatting immediately. You can create a group. You can just say new group, and you can give it a name. You can find the people first. You can, for example, add this guy, and then you can put in maybe Epic Mentorship. You can see Epic Mentorship, and once you're done, you can click on create group, and at this time you can see we have a group with a bunch of other people that have been added here. Okay, so you can always come to these three dots and click, and you can archive the group, or you can leave the group when necessary. And when you chat over here, you can chat, and everyone can see from the other end. Okay, just like the way you chat on WhatsApp group on other platforms as well. Right, so this is how to basically bring in people, and then you can use directly, or you can add contacts directly from here. You can just the normal way, or another way, you can come to these three dots, and you can see other features that you can enable. You can enable archive hangouts, and you can check all these features. You can share your status, show when you were last active, you can show or disable, and sounds for incoming messages you can enable or disable, and many more features. And you can see other exit features down here. Okay, so this is actually a very cool feature to subscribe to. It's available on the computer, on the desktop, on a laptop. You can easily have it, and you can see, you can check messages easily, and you can have it as an app down here. You can easily connect and all sort of chattings and all. If you want to, as an add-on also to your Google Chrome. Okay, so you can see it. Once you come to your list of add-ins over here, you can come to list of extensions. You can see it over here, Google Hangout, and you can easily click and continue your chats using the extension, okay, as a standalone. So you can have it also on your phone installed, right? So this on your phone. Once you're on your phone, you can just easily come to your Play Store. You can just come over, and you can search for Google Hangouts, okay, Google Hangout app, and you can see it directly over here. You can just click to install it very easily. It's a very simple app, just 14 megabytes. Once you install it, you can open. Just click to open, just like the way you have the normal WhatsApp, and you have to sign in. Which account are you going to use? Which of the Google account you want to use? So you just specify and sign in, and then you can have similar functions. You can see an invitation from Epic Mentorship. I can accept. Okay, so once you accept, you can say hi, and this is what Epic said. You say hi, and I can say hi Epic. Very easily, you can just send, and you can see it's been sent. And you have a bunch of other features, like you have the emojis. You can use emojis very easily, just like the way you have on the mobile phone version, on the desktop version. You have all sort of emojis that you can use very easily, and you can come back to the numbering. You can share photos. You can allow to check your gallery, and you can easily share photos, and you can take photos as well. You can allow Hangouts to access your camera, and then you can use it just to snap photos, okay, and share with, and you can send it to someone. For example, I'm sending it to Epic, and you can see it's uploading. You can do video calls as well, and you can come up at the top here and do many more things, just like the way you have on the WhatsApp and on the desktop version. You have all the option to start a group, create a group. You have to check other options. You can invite people to join and many more, right? So this is very basic, and you can see right now, we can see the message that has been sent to me. It's popping up, and it's very easy to connect, very easy to use, and freely available. You can have it synchronized on your device and anywhere. So very cool feature, very easily to use app. Feel free to try it and let me know what you think in the description. But this is a fantastic app that you can use to connect with your friends, your family, and have meetings and all. So ladies and gentlemen, this is about Google Hangouts. In this video, I want to share with you how to use the Google Photos to store our photos and to edit them even on the phone, to put some professional look and put some inputs, even text, to kind of make it look brighter and beautiful, and to store the photos and to synchronize photos within your apps. Okay, you have the app available on PC and as well as on the phone. So all you need to do is to start by logging into your Google account over here. Make sure you are logged into your Google account, and you can come to these Google apps, or you can go to photos.google.com, or you just come to the app, you click on it, and you can see the photos down here. You just click and it will bring you to the home page of your Google Photos. So over here you have your album, okay, the first album you have, and you could decide to upload photos directly by coming to upload at the top right corner here. You just click on upload, and you can navigate whether you have the photos on your computer or on the Google Drive. Okay, you can automatically even back up photos from your computer to your drive. So let's say you have it on your computer and not your drive, or if you have a drive, if you have it on drive, you can easily bring it in as well. So let's say we bring in one of these photos. You bring it in, and it's going to ask you to assign it to a particular album if you have an album. If you don't, you can put it on shared album if you have. So let's say we add it to an album, and we could create a name for that album. You can add it to an album, and we could give a title to that album. We could say seminars. So once you're done, you just click on this to save this, and this is going to be counted as an album within your system. And over here at the top right, you're free to add another picture to this album. You can still do the same process to just upload a picture into the album, or you can share it out to people. Okay, you can invite and share. Maybe you can get this link to this photo and you can share with people, or you can write in their names or their emails to be able to get them to access this photo directly. Alternatively, you can share on social media handles like Facebook and Twitter. You can share, or you can just reach out to your people and just get them to have access to the photo. Or you can just type their emails, their phone numbers, or their names, so they can have access to it directly. So ease of sharing. And then at the top right, these three dots at the top right will enable you to play a slideshow and to download a particular photo you've selected, or edit an album to give it another name, or you can edit the content, or you have other options, bunch of options also that you're free to check around. Okay, you can set album cover if you want. So it all boils down to you. You can make an album cover, or you can delete the album completely. So back here, you can come back to the main menu, and you can see all the albums you have and the pictures that are in the album. So you have 2 albums, okay, so you can see them, and you're free to navigate around to each and every one of them. So you're going to explore, and you can search for a particular photo from here. You can just search directly, or you can share again with people. You can share directly, you can copy the link to share with others. You can check out your favorites. Once you mark a photo as a favorite, you could be able to see it. You can check the different albums. You can see them here, and you can check other utilities. You can archive a picture and you see it on the archive, and you can check on trash what you have deleted. You can see it from here. So down here at the top right corner, you can have the gear icon. Over here, you should be able to use it to access all other settings as regards these Google Photos, what you need to enable. Like for example, when you upload a picture, it should maintain the original quality, or you can use the storage saver mode. So once you use the storage saver mode, it's going to store more at a slightly reduced quality, so it's going to downgrade the quality a little bit. And then you have other features, what you need to do with unsupported videos, partner sharing, suggestions, group similar faces, and memories. Okay, sharing location, you can put all these locations. You print order history, you can see it. You can draft, you can check out on draft reminders, browser notifications, export data. You can export your data easily. You can back up your data on Google Photos. You can view your data in Google Photos. You can do so much. So for this tutorial, I just wanted to show you about how to use Google Photos on the PC. Okay, this will enable you to do simple things as regards the storage and accessing of your photos on the phone, on the PC. But now let's take a look at it, how it is being done on the phone. So to access your Google Photos on the phone, you can just open your phone. This is an Android phone, so feel free to try it on your iOS and maybe Mac, Apple, and see how you will be able to access it. So you can just come all the way to this Google Store. Okay, you just come to Google Store, and you can see your Google Photos at the bottom right here. You just click on it, and you'll have access to all your photos, all what you have inserted. So this is one of our albums that we just created today. And make sure your account is logged in. You are logged in with the right account, so you just make sure you get it logged in with using the right account. So you can access all your photos from here, and once you click on any photo, you can be able to carry out some edits as against the PC version. Okay, on the phone version, you should be able to edit some things. At the bottom left here, you can be able to share items. Okay, once you click on share, you can share on, you can copy the link, you can share to groups, you can share on WhatsApp, Facebook, and even many more. You could check out many options, and you can share share LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and many more. All this you can share on them directly. All right, so this is about sharing. And once you come back to the main photo, you can edit the photo by clicking on this edit, and you could do quite a lot here, because you can enhance the brightness, you can check the quality, the dynamic nature, you could check other features as regards suggestion. This suggestion, you can check, you can make a portrait, you can play around with BW portrait, you can color, you can check the color pop, and many more. So this is on suggestions. You can crop this particular image according to your liking. You can crop to any location, to any point. You could just navigate around until you're satisfied, and you can click on this to kind of accept. So basically you cropped it to this, and you can still go back to edit and edit some more. Okay, so apart from suggestion, apart from cropping, there's so much you can do. You could check out some tools. You could blur your faces, you could do color focus and portrait light. Okay, you can just play around with this to see the kind of effect it's going to give to your picture. Right, so down here you have the option to adjust. You can adjust the contrast. You just click and you can increase or decrease the contrast accordingly. Okay, you can play around with the contrast, and you can check the brightness. You can increase or decrease accordingly. Right, feel free to try it and see how it affects or how you change the photo. You can check the HDR, the white point, and many more. Okay, once you're done, you click on done, and you can check filters as well. You can see a bunch of filters. You can select from any one of them. So that's the advantage. You can check markup, and you can use highlighter or pen to write something, right? And you can make it kind of look higher and brighter, and you can insert text from here, and you can use highlighter as well. All right, So you have many more options. You can view and edit on this gallery, but if you are done with it, you just try it, explore it, and see how you can optimize and enhance your photo. Once you're done, you click on save, and it's going to save these settings or these changes to your photo, and you're free to mark it as a one of your favorites, and you can find it in your favorite. Up here you can upload. This is uploading. You can upload to your drive, and you can come to the three dots at the top here, and you have the option to add it to a given album. This edited one, you can move to archive, you can delete from device, or you can move to locked folders, and many more. Okay, so you can set slideshow, you can print, and so much. Okay, so here you have other options, bunch of other options to put description and all that. So feel free to explore it, to learn about it, and see how you can enhance and play around with the photos on your Google Photos. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to use the Google Photos on your PC and on your phone. In this video tutorial, I want to share with you how to download all your photos and videos within your Google account. Recently, Google has announced that it's going to start charging for storing your photos on Google Photos, and a lot of people are trying to download all their photos to their devices, maybe to Android or to your PC or to any external device, so that you can have a safe keep of all your photos. Okay, so if you want to do that, if you want to download your photos, all you need to do is to start by opening your Chrome browser, and then you can log into your Gmail account. That's the first thing. You should make sure you're logged into your Gmail account, and then you can come to your browser over here and just type takeout.google.com. okay, so you just hit on enter, and it's going to bring you over here. Okay, your account, your data, export a copy of content in your Google account to back it up, or use it with a service outside of Google. So this is a backing up process. So the first thing you need to look at is there are a bunch of things, there are a bunch of features that have been selected: the classroom, the contacts, the crisis, user reports, Google Drive content and everything, Fit, Google account, Google business profile, Google chat. Everything has been selected. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure you deselect all. So deselecting all will make sure that nothing is selected. And our target for this today, for this tutorial today, is the Google Photos. So you can navigate all the way down until you get to Google Photos. Your photos and videos from Google Photos, you find them over here. So you select on this, and you can see you can move all the way down. This time around, you can come all the way to the end of the page, and you can see click on next step. You can just click on next step, and it's going to ask you to specify send download link via email. Okay, so this is the delivery method. It's the send download link via the email. When your files are ready, you will get an email with a download link. You will have 1 week to download your files. Okay, so once you have the files, once they process your file, you will be given 1 week to download your files, and an email will be sent to you containing the download link. So their frequency, the first one is export once or export every 2 months for 1 year. Okay, that's 6 exports. And then you specify, maybe let's say we'll go for 1 export at once, everything at once. And then you have the file types and size. You have the zip and the .dgz format. I suggest you go with the .zip because it's going to zip files. Zip files can be opened on almost any computer, because nowadays the WinRAR is available for all the computers. Okay, and then you have the sizing over here. When you go for 2 GB, it simply means you are exporting larger files. Exporting larger file than this will be split into multiple files. So if you have 100 gig document, is going to be split into 2, and you'll be downloading about 50 files or 50 documents. So anything bigger than this will be subdivided into 2, except if you want to go for higher, you can decide to go for 4 gig or 10 gig or 50 gig, depending on what kind of data or how much data you have stored in your Google account. Okay, so once you're done with this second step, you just click on create export over here. You can see it has started the export progress. You can see Google is creating a copy of files from Google Photos. This process can take a long time, possibly hours or days to complete. Okay, so now it has complete, and you can see it has just shown to us created on 1st February 2022 and available until February 8, 2022. So you can just all the way go ahead and just click to download. You can just click to download all the files that are contained in your drive. and you can go ahead and create a new export from another device or from another feature. So once you click on this, it's going to download all your files. You have to confirm with your email, and you can see it has just downloaded our file, and it's a zipped file. You can see, you just click on this, you can see show in folder, and it has shown you a folder called Takeout. Okay, so you can see it over here, and once you can click on it, and then you can say open with, and you can say WinRAR, just to have an overview of what that folder contains. Okay, so this is the folder Takeout. You can just double click and you can see all the photos over here. You can click to open all of them, and you can see photos from 2020 and photos from 2021, and also some personal photos of your choice. So you can see the sizing over here and the details of each folder over here. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to use the Google Takeout to download all your Google photos to your device, to your Android phones, or to your external hard disk for backup. In today's video, I want to give you a complete overview of the Google Slides. Google Slides is actually very important and is the Google version of the Microsoft PowerPoint. So to start with, or to access Google Slides, all you need to do is to start by coming to slides.google.com, and it will bring you over here to Slides. So you have a range of options. For example, you can see series of templates that you can start from, or you have the option to start afresh. Recent presentations that you can easily access and edit to your liking, and then you can at the end print out or share with your colleagues for possible presentation in a meeting or in any kind of gathering. So let's try to see the different templates that we have, and then later on we can start afresh to see how we can develop a simple presentation. So these are the series of templates that we have. You can check based on personal, general presentation. We can see a bunch of work related presentations, and you can see down here education related, and so much more. So let's try to open one and see the general overview, or how it looks, and what can you add to make it a little bit much more interesting. So let's say we check out this recipe book. So this is a simple recipe book that you can give it a title and you can put in your name. And then down here you can tell about the chef, who is the chef and what does he do, and recipes and other details. So you can customize this to your liking. Maybe you can talk about your achievements, your education, or you can talk about a particular topic, maybe leadership development by Dr. Rashid or thereabout. You can click in here to edit this text to your liking and to put in so many things, and you customize it to anything. So one thing you should be certain with, or you should know, is that these are just templates. You can easily edit them and do anything you want with them. Then at the end it saves automatic as you are working on it. But for a start, let's try to know where is our work being saved in Google Slides. So you can look to the top here and you will see the name of this template as recipe book. You can rename it if you want this template. You can just select it and call it demo slide. At the moment it's residing in my drive, in your Google Drive, because you have to make sure you log in with your Gmail account. So it's residing on my drive. If you click on it, you should be able to create a fresh folder, and then you can be able to just add it up to that folder. So for example, we create a new folder and we'll call it demo folder. Once you're done with this folder, it is going to create it and it's going to move it here. This very demo slide is going to be saved in this folder. At the same time, you can star it so that you can easily see it in your drive. Once you go to the start items, and then once you're done, you can unstar it. This is for ease of recognition. This is the location, and you can see the status on the document. So once you go to your drive, for example, you come to start items, you should be able to see it very easily. Demo slide, very easily and very fast. This is just a template that you can play around with, you can edit. So let's look at the key features that you can do with this template. Then we'll start a fresh slide to see what we stand to gain. So you can check around check the picture, you can easily delete. You can right click and delete, or you can replace an image, and then you specify the location where you want to replace. Upload from a computer, search from the web, or from Drive, or from a URL. You can easily bring in an image. So one thing to keep note of is it's very easy to insert a series of things. You can insert images to any slide. Okay, to any slide you can bring in images of using different means. Over here you can bring in text. For example, you can click on this and it will give you a text box. You can put this and you can put in a description, ginger tea. So you can move it around and you can select it to play around with the fonts. All the features are here. You can increase you can put in some color if you want. So you can put in some color, you can increase the sizes, you can bold it, you can do so many things around here. You can even change the font style from this. So many things to do. You can bring in text, you can bring in an audio to insert into a particular slide. You can bring in video, you can bring in shapes, different kind of shapes that you have that existed in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. It also existed here. You can put in your table, you can bring in charts if you want to create a new one, or you have from an existing worksheet. Okay, so you can bring in from worksheet, for example. And let's say I have this household monthly income, and you just click on it. You have the option to link this particular worksheet with the existing slide that you are making. Okay, by linking, what it means is whenever you change this data from this chart, it's automatically going to change also on this particular slide. Very easy. Okay, so we just bring it in and we can duplicate this slide. We can right click, duplicate this slide, then we can delete the first one from here. Okay, so we have it here. So whenever you change anything from the spreadsheet, it's automatically going to be updated down here. Still on the insert, you can insert chart, you can insert diagrams from anywhere, you can insert word art, or you can bring in different kind of lines according to your liking. You can bring it and do anything. You can put comments, you can bring in new slides and add slide numbers to your slides. Okay, but I will show you in a bit how to bring in slides and how to play around with slides. But for now, let's say we are starting on a very fresh and empty slide. So you click on blank slide and it's going to bring you here. You have a bunch of things to look at, but later on we will explain some of them. But for now, we have to title this as usual. We start it and we make sure we put the location where we have specified the other one, demo folder, and then we'll put this one, demo 2. Okay, so this one is done. So you can bring in images. We can just come to insert, bring in images from this computer. Assuming we want to bring in kind of our picture. So this is how to change an image trace. So you can put in some text also if you want. One thing I need to let us know is that there's this start icon you see from at the bottom right. So it's called Explore. When you click on it, it's going to use what you have on the slide to give you an auto-created content. It will rearrange the content according to what you have in the slide and try to give you an idea into how you can design this slide to make it effective. So it's just like the design in the normal Microsoft Word. So you can select something like this. It has already redesigned it for you by Dr. Rashid. How to change this to this to this, but it didn't pick the other ones. So you can check from different design that it gave you. So select once you are satisfied with any other one, you can just pick it and edit and start moving. Down here to your top left, you can see how you can add a new slide. Once you click, it's going to add in a fresh blank slide, and you have the option also to use Explore to add in slides based on some suggestions. You can bring in any slide of your choice, and you can put in text and anything. You can insert other things into the slide. You can control how you add slides by coming to this small arrow icon down here. Once you click on it, you can see the bunch of other styles that you can bring in according to what you have. Is it a section header, is it a title and a body, or is it a title only, or is it a one column width, or whatever you have? You can easily bring it in as maybe it's a 2-columned item, you can bring it in, and then you can put in the title, and then you can put on this text, and on this click to add text here and click to add text here, depending on what you have. Or you can check also from the Explore to see what you can do to change this style to make it much more interesting and enticing. So for example, we can put here, so maybe this is about epic mentorship. You can check our website, or you can check our YouTube channel. So you can play around with this and explore it, and maybe bring in different image, maybe your logo or something like that. So this is how to play around with slides. You can undo, you can redo, you can print, you can zoom in and out for the features. You can zoom in and out of slides, and then you can paint. Use the format painter. You can select a particular text style or content text format, and then you can use the format painter paint format to kind of take it to the next text. Once you click on this and you take this to the next text, this font properties is going to be transferred to this one. So it's just like that. Once you click, it will take the property of this one. So down here you have the select. You can add text, you can bring in images, you can bring in shapes, lines, and all that, border color and fill color. You are free to explore all this to have a better idea about what they do and how they operate. Okay, over here you come to slide. You can see a lot of things. You can bring in slide. Another way to bring in slide in addition to this is to come over to slide and click on new slide. You can duplicate a particular slide. For example, you can duplicate this slide. If you want, duplicate this slide, and you can do Ctrl D as well to duplicate this slide. You can click on delete slide, skip slide. Actually, skip slide is important when you have, for example, you are presenting and you don't want the presenters to see a particular slide. You can decide to, on your own, skip this slide. So for example, we have skipped this slide, so even during your presentation they are not going to see this second slide, but you can just see it now at the editing view. Down here you can add comment. You can change background, you can apply layout, a series of layout that you can check from. You can bring in themes, different kind of themes, and change accordingly. You can check transitions as you move from one slide to another. You can apply transitions, but there's not much transition here, but it's enough for you to do a lot of things. So you can come over here, you can see the dissolve option, you can see the fade in, fade out, flip, cube, gallery, and all that. So you're free to try it and see how it operates. So for example, when you put in the fade in, you can put in this one and try to put in let's say dissolve. So you can play it to see an example of how it's going to look like, and you have the option to control the dissolution here. You want it very fast, or you want it very slow. For example, you can bring it here, and then you can try to play and see. This is appearing very slowly as you are explaining to your audience. So this you can apply this, and you can apply this dissolve to all slides by just clicking on this, and it will apply it to all the slides. So this is about themes, transitions, and all. Down here you have the speaker notes. Speaker notes are for speaker, just like the name, speaker notes. When you have things you want to put in during your presentation and you don't want the audience to see what you are presenting or to see your content while you are presenting, you can always write them here. So for example, you can put your bullet point, or you can put the complete text that you want to be reading from, or you want to refer to while you're presenting over here. So you can just put in something like speakers guide. We want to talk about speakers guide, time management. So these are speaker notes for you. So when you are presenting over here, you can see present over here. So you can present this as a slide or during a presentation, anything. And you can control the way you present from this small arrow drop down here. Once you click on this, you can see presenter view. By clicking on presenter view, you are going to see this. Only you can see this. Okay, so you click on this and you have it on a new tab. You can start your presentation, and this is what your audience are seeing, and it shows you the next slide down here. This is what you see because this is speaker note. Your audience are not seeing this, so you know you are talking about this. Next one is this, next one is this. You can bring in audience tools. By audience tools you can start up different kind of things, answer all the questions. You can start up an audience Q&A from here and answer it and stop it if you want accordingly. You can pause your presentation, you can reset it, you can do anything, but this is your own area. All this area are for the presenter. Once you are done, you can close. So this is this presenter view. You are presenting. So this is the slides you are presenting. By just clicking next, it's going to, or by just using your mouse to click, it's going to keep presenting to the audience. Top right here, you can see the present to a meeting. You can present directly. You can present using a meeting code. If you have a meeting code that you have been invited, you can present over there. You can push in comment, open his comment history to see and add your own comment as well. You can share this document with, you can invite for collaboration. You can invite by just typing the email of a particular person. For example, I'm inviting this guy, and then you can put your content over here and then send to him. Alternatively, you can still share and just get this link. You can control the permission over here, that anybody with this link can participate, can comment, or can be an editor to this particular document. You can say this and you can say done, and then you have already copied the link. Or if you have not, you can easily copy the link over here and just share it with the person. So down here, you can see in the slides, you have a range of view. You can view your slides using this normal film strip view, or you can check in grid view. You can bring in grid view and you can see your slides accordingly. But I think I prefer this view, which is much better. So up here, you have a range of options. You can come to files here, and you can do a lot of things. You can start a new presentation from a template from a different spreadsheet. You can start a different spreadsheet. You can open an existing one. You can import slides, make a copy of these slides of the entire presentation, or you can select a slide to make a copy of it. You can email this content directly to a collaborator, or email this file to someone else. You can download it on your computer in a PowerPoint format, and you can edit ODP, PDF format, or JPEG. Anything you want, you can download easily from here. You can make available offline. Even when you are offline, you can work on it. You can see your version history. In cases when you are working with different kind of collaboration, you can be able to monitor the different versions. As you upgrade the document, you can rename it. You can move it to different place, add shortcuts, move to trash, or publish to the web. By publishing to the web, you will have the access to, you'll be given a link. So once you publish to the web, you will be given access to a simple link like this link. You can copy it, and all your presentations are going to be on this link. Once you start, you can copy the link. Once you paste the link anywhere on your browser, this presentation is going to start. So once you paste, this is your presentation. Once you paste it anywhere, it's going to start just like that, and you can continue presenting. So this is the advantage of publishing to the web. You can just put in the details here. You can embed this, and you can add it, copy this link and add it to your website. You can present by merely clicking on the link. So this is the advantage of publishing on the web. Wherever you go, once you have an internet, paste in the URL, the presentation is going to start automatically. You can see you can change languages. You can print this using a printer externally, and then other things that you can check. You are free to explore the view of the entire slide. You can bring in motion, put the grid view in the themes, just like we've explained now. You can zoom in and out. You have shown some of these guides, and we've explained the different kind of formats. So basically, these are the most important features you need to know in Google Slides. In this video, I want to share with you how to translate your document or your text using the Google Translate. The Google Translate, you can access it using 2 methods or 3 methods. The first method is when you open your Google page as the home page. If you have Google as your home page, you can just come to this Google Apps. You just click on it, and you come all the way down to Translate over here. So once you click on Translate, it's going to take you to the page directly, translate.google.com. Okay, so once you are on translate.google.com, what you see is you have the option to translate by voice. Okay, you can say the voice and it's going to take in your message and it's going to translate. So this is the detected language, and then you can translate to, let's say, Arabic, for example. So let's say something and see how it's going to translate it. Let's say we're writing in English. So let's start. Welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. We stop. Okay, so you can see the translation directly over here, and it translates it kind of perfectly, right? So welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe. This is English and this is Arabic. So you can do it by virtue of dictation, and it will just pick it by voice. Or another way to do it is to copy the text from somewhere and just paste it. Okay, so assuming I have this my speech that I made on the price I just want. So let's say we pick this part of the speech. All right, we just pick this part and we paste it here, and it's going to ask it to translate to Arabic. Okay, it's going to translate this to Arabic, and you can see the translation directly. So you can easily copy out, and then you can go back to your workspace and continue working, or you can share this to people. Okay, you can share this outside on social media or through the email. You can share via email as well. And likewise, you can do the other way around. You can hit this and it's going to translate from Arabic back to English, or back to Spanish, or back to another language. You just, with this arrow, you can do that. You can do handwriting as well. So this is by keyboard, English by keyboard, English by Vorak, and English by handwriting. Okay, you can use handwriting as well. All right, so over here this is for text, and this is for document. If you have a piece of document, you can easily translate it also directly without you opening it and copying it individually to get it translated to a given language. So let's try that. Let's say we come to document, and we have the options to choose a document that is specifically in this format, either the docs, the docs, .odf, PDF, PPT, PPTX, PS, RTF text, and XLS and XLXX. So it all depends. It has to be in this format, then it will translate for you instantly. So assuming I have a document in Word and I just picked it, navigate to the location and then say this document, the price of success, and just open it. And once I open it, I select the language that I want it to be translated. Right now it's English and I want it to be translated to Arabic. So I just say translate, and you can see it over here. It's just been translated to Arabic. So you just copy it, Ctrl C, and you can come back to wherever you want to paste it. For example, this is the speech. So I just paste it over here. So this is the Arabic version. Okay, this is the English version and this is the Arabic version, and you can work with it anyhow you want it. And the translation, to some degree, is kind of very, very effective, and it's been a little bit it has a high accuracy as regards that, right? So over here you can visit your history, you can visit your translation history, and you can visit your saved history, and you can contribute. Also, you can invite others to contribute while you translate your document. You can easily invite them by their email address. Once they have Gmail, they can easily join you and they can see or comment or contribute live while you are working. All this feature, you just need to make sure you are logged in with your Google account, and you will have access to this translation, and your work is going to be saved accordingly. You can visit the history and you can see what you have translated. We've translated this to Arabic, we've translated this to Arabic. You can see the details and you can revisit them if you want. The saved ones, you have not saved any so far, and you can collaborate and invite people just by clicking on collaborating and inviting people. So help increase verified translation for your language. Maybe you have someone who is an Arabian who speaks Arabic quite fluently. You can just get started and get him invited, get him into this, and he contributes to make it a better translation or a perfect translation, right? In today's video, we are going to look at how to use the Google Classroom. Now, Google Classroom is a very important feature that is recently in 2014 launched by Google to help the students and teachers have a very fantastic experience together by sharing files, assignments, and even making life easy for teachers. So if you have complete access to the internet and you can have access to your Google account, Google Classroom is a very exceptional tool to try for your students to enhance their learning and your overall teaching experience. So to start with, all you need to do is to make sure you are logged in with your account, your Gmail account, if you have one. If you don't have, you can easily create one. Once you logged into your Google account, you can go straight to classroom.google.com. You can search for it, or you can just go directly to the website classroom.google.com. So once you are in the classroom, this is the windows that will welcome you. This is an empty email without any prior classroom. You can create or join your first class from here. Down to your top right, you can join an existing classroom. Another way to actually open this Google Classroom is to come to this Google Apps, click on it, and then you can come all the way down until you see Classroom over here. Okay, once you see Classroom, you can click on it and it will start to bring you to this view directly. So you can create a new class or you can join an existing class. So let's click on this plus button and it will prompt to us that to join a class or to create a new class. Later on, I'll show you how you can join a class with just a code that you can share with your students, and anyone with that code can easily join your class and benefit from what you are sharing. So but for now, let's go that we want to create a class. Okay, this is just a prompt. We say yes and continue. So we can name the class. Okay, so let's name the class tutorials. You can name the section algebra, and then the subject you can put mathematics. You can give it a room if you want to classify the students according to subject or according to the section that you are teaching or according to level of their education. You can classify the room if you so wish, but for now we can leave it blank if you want, and just click on create. Alright, here we are in our brand new class. The first thing you see is at the top you see stream class. So over here you can do all sort of things. This is like the base camp where you have all your things set up, all your questions, all your screen. You can view everything from here. You can see the classwork that you can give to your students. You can create one, or you can assign work to your classes from here. So you can create assignments. So from here you can create assignments. You can use topics to organize classwork into modules or units. You can order work the way you want it. You can give students any kind of classwork that they can use. So you can click on this create to see you can create an assignment, you can create a quiz, you can create question materials, you can share directly with them and reuse posts from other classes, and then you can put in topics of different kinds. So you can review the topics from here that you are working on. Okay, you can see the topics directly, and then this is the class drive folder. So you can create a drive folder for a particular class or for a joint class. You can create a drive folder for any particular class that you are targeting, and then you can see the people here who are active. You can see the teachers. You can invite teachers to join you in this classroom. Maybe you teach one part and another teacher will teach another part, or you can invite students. Over here, for example, I can invite some students. Maybe let me invite one of my email as a student, and then I'll just invite this person, and this person is going to receive an email in his email that is requested to join this class, and once he opens it, there's a link there to join the class. Okay, so another way to invite a student to join the class, instead of typing an email or sending him an email from here, you can copy this link and you can easily share it with the students, so they can easily just copy and join the class. By copying the link, they can easily join the class. So right now, let's say they've invited the student tutorials algebra class. So as a student, once you see this, you can click on this and you will be able to join the class very easily. You join the class. Okay, join class. Yeah, join. Okay, so this is the classroom, Google Classroom. This is the view as a student. Now you have joined the class as a student, so all you can see is the stream, what is shared with you, and then the classwork that is given to you, and the people in the class, you can see all of them as well. Let's say at this point we have invited the student and he has already joined the class. You can see he's active. So we can, down here we can see the grades that you can see for, that you have shared with your students. Whatever grade that you have shared, marks, you can be able to see it over here. All the assignments, how you mark them, how you put in the rubrics, you will all see them over here. Over here you can see you can review, and then you can archive classes. You can come to settings, which you can get to from here, and you have access to this calendar that can give you you can schedule classes, you can schedule assignments if you want for your students very easily. And then to these settings here, you can be able to check out some settings like the class details. You can change it. You have the general settings, you can change it. Invitation codes, for example, if you, instead of sending the link or inviting someone directly, you can see the class code over here. Once the person has this class code, he should be able to use this, as we have said in the beginning, that with the code you can easily join any class of your choice. So with this code you can share, this is the code for this particular class, mathematics, and if you have different details you can still put. And you can say display code. This is class view. You can display the code for students to copy. You can copy the link and share, and then you can copy the code as well and share with the student, and very easily they can join. You can control the stream over here. Student can post and comment. Students can only comment. Only teachers can post or comment. You can control all this over here. So student and teachers can post. Is interactive enough, and we can see the benefits very soon. So you can create classroom, show condensed notification. You can receive notifications once there is a notification between your students, and you can disable that if you want. You can show attachment and details if you so wish. You can show deleted items as well. Down here you can see the option to control the grading. You can grade calculations. You have the option to choose whether to put in total points or weighted by category. Anyone, you can click on total points, or you can click on weighted by category as you so wish. So depending on how you define it accordingly, down there. So you can enable grade by category. You can control everything virtually from here. So once you're done, you satisfy what you have, you can click on save, and you can come back to the classroom. So let's go back to the stream and try to set up something. Maybe we'll give an assignment. So this is the class code that we've just enabled to display. Whenever we click on this, for example, we want to put in the first announcement to the class, so we can just type welcome to this class, and I hope you will put in your best to learn. So once you put in your message here or your assignment, you have the option to specify, are you sending it to all the students or you are sending it to a particular student, this very message. So you have the option to play around with the settings, the font settings, font styles over here. And down here you have the option to put this on the drive. You can upload a file, a media, a picture, or anything. You can add a link that the student can use to learn more on their topics, or anything. You can add in a video or a YouTube video you can upload very easily. And down here you can post. You can post right now, or you have the option to post on schedule. You can schedule the post, or you can save it as a draft, and later on you can get back to it and post. But for now I want to post it now, so I have just posted. So welcome to this class, and I hope you will put in your best to learn something. So let's try to look at it from the student perspective, from the student class, how he receives this particular message. So this is the student class, and you can just quickly refresh and you see the message, welcome to this class, and I hope you will put in your best to learn. So this is the message that comes from the teacher, and the student can as well write something to the class. If he so wish, he can write something, because that has been enabled from the teacher's point of view. He can write, he can upload anything, he can put in any kind of illustration to the class, or he can respond to the teacher's comment just now, and he said, thank you sir. So you can just easily send it, and the teacher can easily see it. So let's try to look at the teacher's page from the classroom dashboard. Let's see. So you can see we have just received one comment from the student, and he said, "Thank you, sir." So this is how to actually relate to the student. You can even share document. And the next thing is you can, let's say we try to add another comment to the class, and we said find the course material below, and we try to upload a course material. From here we can check it from the drive or from the starred items that we have, but we can check from the system, and we can just click on this and upload. Let's say this is the course material, and the student can easily find it. So once you have this, and then we can just post immediately. All the students can be able to see this. So on the student perspective, you should be able to see it also. You will be able to see that the teacher has shared the course material with you, and you can just click to download it very easily. You can view it, and you can print it, and then you can open a new tab, and you can easily extract it to zip using this zip extractor, and you can right click on it to save it as image, because an image, so you can easily save it out and make use of it for yourself. So very easily. All right, so let's say we want to give in an assignment to the student so they can attempt and submit on time. So all we need to do is to come over to the class work over here, and then we can create the assignment down here. We'll click on the create button, and we can see the assignment over here as the first icon. So we can give it a title. After giving it a title, then we can specify the question. So this question is going to be attached to this assignment. So over here you have the option to select how many students you want to assign to, maybe to a specific student or to all the students. So in this case we go with all the students, and then we can specify the points. From maybe we can use 100 points, or we can use upgraded. For example, now I want to go with 10 points. This assignment is worth 10 points. So the due date, we can put a due date. Maybe we can put it for tomorrow. Okay, so this is the due date, or you can put another time that you want. So topic, we can say no topic, or we can create a topic for the students to be easily, so that they can get to it very easily. So we can put the rubric as well if you want to put in. We can reuse a rubric if you have it. You can import from a sheet, or we can create a new one. So let's try to create a new one. So over here you put the criteria, what you want the students to submit. For example, I want them to submit in a file, and then if you do submit, you get 2 marks. And we can add another criteria. We can say, let's say complete question, complete answer that is typed will get you 8 points. And so making it a total of 10 points. So that's all for me. Once you answer this way, you get your 10 points, and then we can save this. And this rubric will be attached to this particular assignment, so the students can easily view the criteria, and then they can work accordingly. So down here we have to add the file that we are going to refer the students for the assignment. So we click on this to upload the file again. So we can browse to the location where we have it. Let's say it's here. So we'll click on this, and then we'll just upload directly. Got it? So it has been uploaded to the drive. Students can now view, and we can change the permission. The student can edit the file as well if they want. So once we are done putting in everything, we are satisfied with the text and all that, and then this criteria, so we can come over here and we can assign the assignment just now, or assign it on a later date, maybe tomorrow or later today. We can save it as a draft, but for our own case we just want to assign it now. We just assign now. Okay, so we have one assignment that is assigned to them. So when you click on it, you can be able to see the details. The student who have been assigned, you can see this one has been assigned. So you can see even the responses as the student responds. So let's try to look at it from the student perspective, from its end. What does it see? Because these are the instructions. Maybe this is student work. You can see the total points that is assigned to that particular assignment. So let's try to look at the student point of view. What did he see? So you can see it over here that a new assignment has been ascribed to you. An assignment, you can click in to see the details. Okay, so this is the material. You can check it, and maybe let's say you try to complete the assignment. So these are the rubrics that we just specified. You can add a class comment if you want, and you can go ahead and answer the question. and you can do private comment also to Epic Mentorship or to the teacher at this point. Okay, so you can go ahead and click on it and then do your assignment and then re-upload back to submit. Okay, so your work, you can add or create the submission. You can work on Google Drive or you can work on Google Sheets, for example. So assuming you have done the assignment and you have submit, you can unsubmit if you want. You have submitted, you have responded to the assignment. And then over here as a teacher, when you refresh the page, what do you see? You can see turned in. One person has already submitted something for you to check in, and once you click, you'll be able to see and edit and do some work accordingly. So you can see that you can easily check your classwork. As a student, from the classwork, you can see we have one assignment. Okay, so this is one of the students who responded from the question, so you can easily assess and give him his mark, and that's all. Back to the classes. This is our class that for now. This is the class we are teaching. Another thing we didn't check is how to change the background of this theme. Okay, the theme of the class. So we can just click on select theme to see a bunch of themes that we can select from, depending on the kind of topic we are treating. This is generic, this is maths and science. So for example, we are dealing with mathematics, so we can check something like this and we can say select class theme and it will change it immediately. Yeah, so you can see the whole thing has been changed to suit our work because we are dealing with algebra. Okay, so basically this is how to use the Google Classroom for teachers to learn how to use it to upgrade their teaching abilities to the students. In this video, I want to share with you how to use the PhET interactive simulations and to share classes or simulations from PhET into your Google Classroom so that you can make your learning or activities very easy and for your students to connect better with live activities or prototypes or live simulations so that they can make more meaning to what you are teaching them. PhET interactive simulations is quite interesting because over 1 billion simulations are delivered here, both on different subjects including chemistry, physics, math, earth science and biology. Okay, you can find quite a number of them, and for you to get to PhET simulations, you can come to phet.colorado.edu. okay, so once you're here, you can say explore our sims to see a bunch of simulations that are available on this website. You can easily share with your students and make learning fun. The first thing you see at the top here is you could browse based on topic, based on subject. You have physics, you could browse for many more features or many more simulations over here. You have chemistry, you have mathematics and a bunch of simulations that you can check around and share with your students. And you have earth science in the different simulations. So let's say for example we select this for now and we can check it to see what it can do. So let's say we select this simulation and we'll try to play it and see what it can do. So we just click on the play icon over here. So you can see this is speed, power density versus wavelength. So you can see black body temperature. This is what we can change and we can see the effect over here accordingly according to the wavelength. Okay, so assuming we increase the temperature, you can see the wavelength is increasing. If we decrease the temperature, also the wavelength is decreasing. Okay, this is the sunlight for example, and you can see according to the effect this is what happens to the wavelength and spectral power. Okay, so assuming we understand this and we want to take it up for our students, for example, you can even beautify the graph and put in intensity as well, so we can easily see it. When we increase, we can see the intensity and we can see the graph values and levels, and we can always come over here to reset it to the original settings. So once we are satisfied with this is what we want, you can come back to the simulations, and over here you can share this simulation. You can download it and share with your students. You can get the embedded code so that you can share it, or you can take it to your website or thereabout. You can share on other social media handles. But for this tutorial, for this video, we want to show you how to share on Google Classroom. Okay, so you just click on this to share on Google Classroom. Okay, so all you need is to have, if you're a student, you can share But for now, let's say I'm a teacher and I teach my students and I want to share this to them. So I just click on this to choose which class. For example, I teach tutorial. I teach these tutorials algebra, and I want to share it in this class. So we select the class and you choose an action for the students. You want to create assignment, you want to ask a question, you need to make an announcement, or could this be a material for them? So let's say this is ask a question, and we can click on go on. And you can see it has just embedded the simulation to you, and you can see you can ask the question. Study the simulation and report your observations. You can put in some description. So what do you observe after studying it for 10 minutes? So over here you can decide to assign some points to it. You can upgrade it, you can put it upgraded, or you can make it maybe over 10. All right, you can give it a mark 10. You can set a due date. Maybe you can put in a due date of 18th tomorrow. Optional time, let be 11:59. You can create a topic. You can say practicals. You can enable whether the students can reply each other or not from this assignment, or student can edit the answer or not from this assignment. You can toggle on or off this very feature, and once you're done, you can send it to either all students or selected students, maybe to this student or to some selected students. And once you're done, you're satisfied with the code. And what kind of answer do you need? Is it a multiple choice or a short answer? Let's say a short answer. And once you're done, you can just click on ask. You can schedule the ask, okay, or save as draft or discard. But let's say we ask it now. You can see you have posted to your class. You can view it from the teacher's perspective. So you can see as a teacher, Epic posted a new question, study this simulation. So you can just click to see. As a teacher, you can see it. You've assigned the questions, okay. So let's say we view it from the student perspective. What does the student see? Okay, so you have to refresh, and you can see teacher has posted a new question. So you click to see what question, and you can see the simulation over here and the marks assigned to it. You can give your answer very easily. Okay, you can give your answer, and once you are done, you click on turn in, and you can say turn in again, and you have submitted your answer to your teacher. Okay, so as a teacher, let me check and see who have submitted, and you can see easily I could just notice that he just submitted his answer, and I can just take a look at it and give him his marks. He has given his description, so I'm free to comment on this. Okay, I can add a comment, and the student also is free to add a comment to this very message. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit on how to bring in or share the PhET simulations to your Google Classroom, or connect your Google Classroom to your PhET simulations, so that your student can easily have access to the simulations and make life interesting and fun while studying in the classroom. In this video, I want to share with you how to use the Google Drawings. Okay, so Google Drawing is an app that is mostly overlooked by people. I think basically maybe because it's not made among the key features of Google. Okay, you can check, for example, to access Google Drawings, all you need to do is to start by coming to your drive.google.com, or you can go to drawing.google.com, or from your drive you come to new over here, and you can come to more products, and you can see Google Drawings from here. So once you click on this, you will have access to your Google Drawing platform. So this is a brand new Google Drawings platform. The first thing you need to do is to change the name of the document. For example, now it's Untitled, but you can make it Demo 1. Okay, and you can hit enter, and you can see this is saved to your drive, and if you like, you can move it to a particular folder. For example, you just click on this, and within your drive you can create a folder. Okay, you can add to create a folder, and you can call it My Drawings. And once you create this folder, My Drawings, you can move it here, and now it's moved to this folder called My Drawings. And as you work on this platform, it's going to be automatically saved in this folder called My Drawings. So over here you have the Canva, where you need to write and do all sort of drawings. So what you need to look at from at the top bottom, at the bottom right, you can see this arrow changing. It's a feature that enables you to reduce or increase the canvas size. When you drag and drop, you can see it increases, but you can see it makes it much more smaller, but it zoomed out the effect. But if you want to see the real effect, the actual effect, you need to kind of reduce the width of it, and you can see how small this feature is going to be. So for example, I want to use this to make some little drawings, and over here you have a bunch of drawing options, okay, just like the way you have in other Microsoft or other Google platforms. But right now you can do quite so much with this. So for example, let's say we want to use a line. I want to draw something like a pot, and I want to use let's say we use a scribble line, and we can start by, let's say, drawing a simple pot. Though the drawing may not be that perfect, but you can see Google platform, you can see the Google drawing is helping me to make it kind of perfect. All right, so you can make it, let's say we make it something like this, kind of round, and you can see it helped me to make it not really a pot, but like something like a cup. Okay, let's make it a cup then. Right, so you can make a handle from here, and you can just have it just like that. Okay, let's say a cup. All right, so once you finished your writing, you can have the format options, and you can change the sizing. You have options to change the sizing, the locations. You can play around with it, and it will move accordingly. And you can lock the aspect ratio, indicating that you cannot change from the different parts, because this cup is made of different components. Once you lock the aspect ratio, if you increase or decrease the size or change the position, it will all change as a single entity. Okay, so this is sizing, this is position. You can change the position accordingly, and down here you can change the drop show. Okay, you can change the drop show equally. You can increase it, bring in different kind of transparency and all that, and you can bring in reflection as well. You can add reflection, and you can see you have some reflection features, especially attached to the handle of the cup. So let's say we are not going to touch anything as regards this, and let's say we want to put in color to the cup. So you can select each feature, and you can come to this coloration, and you can insert color to it. You can see we have this red color, and we can name this other part of the cup to be maybe this color. All right, or you can make it also dark red. Okay, and you can see it's coming up, and you can make this also to be blue or something. Okay, so you can see the cup coming up. So you can bring in text added to this. Let's say we bring in a simple text. You can bring in the text box, and you can just insert it over here, and you can call this a cup, and maybe you can reduce the size of the text. Okay, you can reduce the size, and you can play around with the font style. You can check the Arial and make it impact. For example, this is a cup, and you can play around with the sizing or decrease the sizing accordingly. So let's make it 19, and then you can bold, you can unbold, you can italize, you can underline if you so wish. All these features are also available on this, and you can use these other text editing features like the bold, the text, the boxes, and the alignment, and the text format options. You can them, you can visit them and try them for your liking. All right, so at this point you can try to move it and recenter it to a particular position, and this is a cup. Okay, so you have a bunch of other things to do. You can do all sort of things. So now you can bring in shapes also. You can bring in different kind of shapes, and once you come over here, these are lines. You can bring in image. You can upload an image from the computer, and you can play around with it accordingly, right? So let's say we go to pictures, and we check on a particular image. Let's say we bring in this image, and you're free to bring it down, right? And you can resize also to your liking. All right, so you can bring in and resize to your liking. You can bring in different kind of shapes from here. You can see all sort of shapes from here, and you can see them around. You can see all different kind of shapes. Let's say we bring in a circle, and you can just put the circle over here, and you can do all sort of things. Okay, you can bring this circle, and you can edit the properties of this circle. Okay, you can see over here, for example, the fill color. You can make it transparent, and you can see it's visible. It is transparent, and we can make this cup also within this circle. right? You can fill it up if you so wish, and you can play around with the text coloration, the color of the circle. You can change it to red, and you can change the thickness of the line. You can make it 3 or more, and you can change the type of lines that you have. For example, you can make it broken line, okay, and so on. So you can check and see the effect. Okay, so this is just how to make some little things. So once you're done with this, you can have the option to do all sort of things. You can make a copy, you can open a different version, you can email this to someone, and you can download it in different formats: PDF, JPEG, PNG, and all that. Once you finish your drawings and all, you can make available offline. You can make version history. You can check the version history, and you can move to different folders, just like we've shown at the beginning. You can move to trash, you can publish to the web, so that you can have a link and you can share easily with people. Okay, you can have the other editing features, view features, insert features, like we've explained. You can bring in different kind of diagrams, charts, and tables and shapes as well. Okay, lines, word art, different kind of word arts. You can bring different kind of text formats, different kind of arrangement, different kind of tools, and many more. Okay, so feel free to try it. Just log in and go to Google Drawings, and you can start. Okay, you can just start. You can print, you can undo and redo, and you can play around with the zooming effect. You can zoom in and out as well. You can zoom in and out to any feature, and you can play around with, you can add comment and many more. And one of the most important part of this Google Drawing is that you can work around with people, you can share with people, and you can work collaboratively together on one document. Okay, you can comment and you can have others respond to the comment while you work on the same document. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit about how to use the Google Drawings. If you want to use it to experience the effectiveness and the beauty of it, just feel free to go to your Google. It's free. You can use it. Once you have a Google account, you can just try it. In this video, I want to share with you how to use the Google Calendar to book your event, or to schedule your event, and to schedule your daily tasks and routines, so that you can stay up to date, you can stay active, you can stay much more productive when you have access to the list of things you have to do on each day being ironed out or being spelled out clearly. With this kind of technique, you master your time management strategy, and you will be able to perform much better, because you know what is expected of you, and you know all the tasks that you need to do on daily basis. So to get to Google Calendar, all you need to do is to start by coming to this URL and type in Google calendar.google.com, or you can come to these apps, Google Apps, and just click, and then you can come over and see calendar over here. Once you click, it's going to navigate you to calendar.google.com directly. So just make sure you are logged in with your Google account. Once you are on a particular date, you can be able to create an event, a task, or set a reminder. So you can navigate to any date. So assuming, for example, this is Tuesday, and you have the different timings. You can look at the calendar. This is the normal days, and this is the GMT plus 1 timings. Okay, this is 3 a.m. down to 2 a.m. You can see the timing up to 11 p.m. Okay, so you can readjust that if you want. So you can see the timing, and you can see the timing and the dates. Okay, so for example, over here to your top left, you can see create. You can create an event, you can create a task, but you have to identify which day from the calendar. So look at it, the December calendar over here. Maybe you have an event on the 22nd, and you just click on 22nd, and then you go to create. Okay, you create an event, and then you give it a title. So 22nd, let's say Toastmasters meeting. Okay, so you can give the details of the event. For example, this is going to be on the 22nd. The timing, you can free to change it. Okay, you can change it to maybe 7:15 p.m. to 10 p.m. 10:15 p.m. Okay, so you can set the do not repeat. This is the, so you can set time zone. You can use separate start and end time zones, but for now let's go with African time zone, and we'll say okay. And we can come over here to find a time if you want, and you can add guests to this particular event. So let's say we add these guests. All right, you can call them by their email addresses. Okay, got it. And you can give permission to the guests on what they can do. Okay, they can modify the event, they can invite others, they can see guest lists if you want. All right, So you're giving them the admin property. So you can meet through Google Meet. You can set this. This is the Google Meet meeting link. You can just copy this link and you can share with the people. You can put in location, for example, I say Abuja. You put Abuja, and you can add description to the particular event. So let's say we add this description. We say this is a Toastmasters weekly meeting. So you can add attachment in cases when you have an attachment, you can just click, maybe a poster you have designed somewhere, you can just easily click and you just attach it directly. So you have the option to choose for the attachment. Either you have attach a recent document, or you can check your drive. If you have some document in your Google Drive, you can check around and just find it, upload. Or if you have a document that is shared with you recently, you can easily use that as part of attachment. If you have that particular poster attached, shared with you by someone, or you can upload a fresh one. You can come to files and you can navigate to where you have that file, that poster, for example. So you just select it and you say open, and you can upload. Okay, so once it's uploaded, you can see it over here as attachment. You can add other attachments also if you want. The text that you have written in the description, you are free to format it with these features, with these text features. You can bold, you can italize, you can underline, and you have other features like the number list. You can bullet the points, and you can bring in different links as well. You can insert web URLs and so much. Okay, or you can remove the formatting at all. And down here you have Epic Mentorship, which is the owner. So you can put in your status, whether you are okay to receive anything. You can see your status now is set to busy. You can say you are free, and you can set default visibility, or you can make it public, or you can make it private if you want. You can make 30 minutes before you should be notified. This is the default notification reminder. You will be reminded 30 minutes before the event. But if you want it to be longer, you can make it 1 hour before the event, all the same, or 15 minutes before the event. Okay, so this 1 hour before, and you can add another one. Maybe it should give you 1 hour before, 30 minutes before, and then 10 minutes before. It should keep reminding you. So let's say we want 10 minutes before to be reminded, 1 hour before and 10 minutes before. So you could see more options over here. If you want, you can come to more options and you can see them. Okay, so we've virtually put in nearly everything that we need. Okay, so once you're satisfied with this and the features that you've just inserted, you can just come over and click on save. You can say save and send. Okay, share with this, yes, invite this person, and you can see our event had been booked over here, Toastmasters meetings. You can see it here on the 22nd. Once you click, you can see the details. 2 guests, Abuja. These are the locations and all that. Going, yes, if you say yes, it's going to update, and the other person also, once you say yes, it's going to update. And you're free to edit over here. You're free to delete this event. You're free to have other options like print it. You can duplicate this. You can copy it to tutorials, algebra, or to any given task, or publish the event online, or you can change the owner. You can do all that from here. Okay, you can email, you can add other guests also. You can copy the guests details and all that. And once you set an event, it's going to be there on this date, and it's going to be specific on this timing. So the next thing is you can add a schedule, you can add a task. You can come to create, let's say on 23rd also you can add a task. You can come to add a task on the 23rd, and you can see it, add a task. So let's say reading journals, you have to read some journals on 23rd, and let's say in the morning. Okay, so let's say by 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can make it not all day. You can make it all day if you want. If you say not all day, you can say 8 o'clock in the morning. It's okay. Do not repeat. Okay, it is going to give you the alarm as well. All right, so you add description. Okay, so this is a task that you've just created. You can set reminder. The reminder is going to be at this time. Do not repeat. If you want it to repeat, you can say just repeat daily, weekly, and all that. You feel free to add that. So it's going to remind you at this time, or if you want to set the reminder at a later time, maybe 7:30, you can set the reminder at 7:30. Okay, you can say save, and you have your task over here. Okay, so once you set your task, you can be able to see it over here, reading journals at 8 o'clock on Thursday, December 23rd. Okay, so you're free to delete, to edit, or to close this. So generally, when you open your calendar, in order for you to have an overview or general look at what you have for the day, you can just open the calendar. You can check out the general overview from here. You can see the view of the week. Okay, you can see this is the week view, and you can see the entire month if you want from here. So you can see the entire month, and you'll be able to see all the things, all your activities within the month. You can book accordingly, right? So you can check to see where you've been occupied and where you're free, so you can easily reschedule or ask other people, ask the invitee to reschedule another date because you're kind of free or occupied with that particular date. Or you can come over here and see by your right, the top right, you can see the list of tasks that you have. It's going to load all the tasks, write paper. Okay, daily schedules. You can see these are your upcoming tasks. You can close this and you can check out other things from here. Okay, you can connect this to your Google Keep if you want, and there are other bunch of features like settings that you can put from here. Okay, so you click, you can see other settings, you can see your trash, what you've deleted, density and color. You can print this calendar, or you can get some add-ons to help you manage the calendar very nicely. So feel free to try it, feel free to explore, but this is just a brief on how to create a document, to create an event, to create a task and add it to your calendar, and you'll be able to visit it and see what you have, and you will be reminded if you set a reminder.
In this video, I shared my top 12 tips and tricks that you can apply to enhance your experience in the use of Gmail. I assure you will find a lot of them very useful and applicable to you to ease your experience. So without taking much of our time, let's get started.
Tip number 1 is, do you know that you can undo sending of an email even after you have sent it? Gmail has provided that feature that you can undo the sending of your email. So if you composed an email that you want to send and you eventually send it, after sending, you can undo this after some time. So to activate this kind of feature, you have to come to settings in your Gmail account. You open your Gmail account, you can come to settings and you come to see all, right? So in see all, you can, from general, you can come all the way down here and see on send and see undo send. So what this means is you can send cancellation period. You can undo sending of any email within 5 seconds. Okay, within 5 seconds of sending the email, you can undo it and it will not be delivered to that particular person you have sent to, because usually Gmail used to delay the sending of the email for some seconds. So this is where you control the number of seconds you want Gmail to delay your email from sending. So it could be 5 seconds, it could be 10, it can go up to a maximum of 30 seconds. If you didn't make any action, it's going to be delivered to the reader. Okay, so you can set it to 20. Once you set it to 20, you can come all the way down and click on save changes. Once you save changes, the email is going to refresh and that effect is going to take over. So you can click on compose. At this point, you can put in your message. Once you are done sending, you can send. You can click on send. And once it is sent, this will remain until that amount of seconds that you have specified. If you want to undo it before that seconds, you just click on undo and it will bring back the same email without delivering it to the reader. So once it's back, you are free to change or to edit or to attach more files or to do anything you want to do. So this is a very exclusive and important feature that anyone can use. Tip number 2 is, do you know that you can schedule a message to be delivered over time? Maybe you can send a message now, you can send a message tomorrow, you can send it after 1 week. You can schedule all your messages to be delivered at a given period of time. So Gmail has provided that feature that you can schedule your message. So all you need to do is, once you are in the compose menu, you try to compose the email, and possibly you have composed the email, but you want this message to be delivered to the person tomorrow or after 1 week or after 2 weeks or thereabout. All you need to do is to come over to the send here and come to this drop down menu and you click on schedule send. Click on schedule send and you can send it tomorrow morning by this time. You can send it this afternoon by this time. You can send it Monday morning by this time, okay, on this date. So, or you can pick a custom date and time. Once you click on pick a custom date and time, you can pick on a date and you can click on specific time. Okay, you want to send it at 8:49 p.m. you can. So once you're done picking a date, 24th of August at this time, you just click on schedule send, and this message is going to be scheduled. So if you want to see it and undo the scheduling or edit the scheduling, you can always come over to this tab here and you can see scheduled messages here. And you can be able to open this and you can cancel the send if you don't want to send it again. Once you cancel the message, then it's going to bring you over to this place, and then you have to decide what to do with the message, because that message is still going to be within your composer, whether to send it now or to send it in the future, but a later date. Tip number 3 is you can set templates that you can send to your email senders. For example, if in a case when you have an email that you keep on sending consistently and you don't want to keep on rewriting it anytime you want to send it, so you can set it as a template for you to be writing directly to anybody that you want to write. But with just one click, and the email will be there and you can send it. So for example, let's say this email that we're just writing is going to be a template that you can add to your list of templates and you can use it to send it to anyone. So we're taking this as a template. So to enable template, all you need to do is you come to settings, yes, go to see all, then you come all the way from general, you move all the way to advanced. You can see it here, templates. If you can turn it on, you have to enable it, because here the default is it's not enabled. So you have to enable it here. And once you enable, you have to click on save. The Gmail will refresh itself. For example, you want to send in another message. So you just type into who you want to send, the subject, and then you paste in your message here. And you want this message to be your template. Okay, so you just select it. You come over to this drop down, 3 drops, and you click on it. And you can see templates down here, right? Once you see templates, you can come over to save this as a template. Okay, you save it as a template. You can click on it, then you come all the way down. You say save as new template. Click on save as a new template. You can say, right, so once you save it like this, you just save, and this is saved as your template. So anytime you want to write any email and you want to use it as a template, all you need to do is to come over here and say templates, and you can just go to Epic Quick, this one that we just saved just now, and you just click on it and the message is there, and you can just send directly to your responder or to whoever you want to send it. And once you're done, you don't want to use it anymore, or you want to delete, you still come back to this template and you can save a different one, or you can delete templates. You can delete this one, or you can delete this one. Anyone you want, you can easily delete. Okay, once you delete, it's no more going to be there. Tip number 4, do you know that you can change the looks of your Gmail account? This is usually the default looks, but some people don't like it because it looks kind of generic, that everyone has the same look. You can change, you want to change the look of this, you still have to come to the settings here, and you come to theme. You can go to view all, and you can see all the things that you can put for your Gmail. For example, you can use this one, and sometimes pretty much like this. You can change the looks of your Gmail theme to a different look. You can give it a different look, so you can have a different experience. Once you're satisfied with this, you can click save, or you can go to the dark mode, which usually most people prefer. You can go to the dark mode and you set it to dark. Once you're satisfied, you can click on save and it will save it. Tip number 5 is you can change the read pane. You can alter the read pane or the nature in which you read your emails in Gmail. For example, at this default stage, when you read your email, we want to read an email, you just click on this and it will open up this without you having access to the inbox. You don't have access to the inbox. For you to have access to your inbox, you have to come back to inbox and then you can see inbox. There's a way you can use the viewer pane to change the look in which you can have, you still have the inbox by the side and the email by the other side. So to do that, all you need to do is to come over to settings here. You can come all the way down here to reading pane. You can set it to right of inbox and you can set it to below inbox. Okay, so by right of inbox, what it means is when you click an email, it's going to show by your right while you still have access to your inbox. So you can just move. It's kind of faster to navigate between your emails. Okay, as you move from one email to another, it's very easy to navigate when you are using this reading pen. You can even resize it to make it a little bit shorter so you can have more access to the inbox, to the email. So you can do it by the right, you can do it below inbox. You can do below. Once you click, you can still have the email, and you can still resize a little bit so you can have more access to the message. You can go to the next message and you can see it here. You can go to the next message and you can see it here very easily. So this is how to bring in reading pen in your Gmail. Tip number 6, you can set your email to be able to read them offline when you are offline. So to do that, all you need to do is still come to the settings here and go to see all. You can come all the way down to offline. You can enable offline email. Once you click on the enable, it's going to tell you this kind of storage is going to require for your computer, and it's going to ask you whether to synchronize the email within the first 30 days or 7 days or 90 days. How many emails do you want to synchronize? And you want to include the attachments or not? You can set it up all here. So these are security settings that you have to set. Once you're done setting, you should be able to save. And whenever you go to places that you don't have internet, you should be able to have access to your mails that are within this range of date, and whether you include attachment or not. And mails that you replied or you send using this feature will be delivered whenever you come online. Once you are online, then it will be delivered to whoever you deliver. Tip number 7, do you know that Gmail has a lot of shortcut keys that you can use to access your features very easily? There is a simple way in which you can access these shortcut keys. All you need to do is just to type the shift and the question mark. It's going to bring you to the list of all the shortcut keys that are in Gmail. You can have a look at them, and you can try to look and understand what they do and how you can use them to your advantage. These are some of them. To do Control Z means undo, Control Y means redo, and things like that. Previous font, next font, you can do with all these shortcuts. So the shortcuts are extremely important. If you can look at them, it might help. Tip number 8 is Gmail now provides the opportunity to put in multiple signatures. When you want to send your email, usually you will have your signatures. If you format it, if you set it, you can have it at the bottom of your email. Gmail provides the opportunity now to provide more than one signature. You can have multiple signatures. So to have a signature in your email, all you need to do is to, let's say you have typed this message. To add a signature to this email, all you need to do is to come down here to insert signature. You click on this. If you already have a signature, this is no signature mode. If you already have a signature, like I have a signature here as the Epic Mentorship, or from my UTP signature, I can easily bring it in just like that. So to add a signature, you just click on the signature. Of course, you'll see it down here at the end, Dr. Rashid, founder, Epic Mentorship, and these are my details. Or you can change it just now to UTP. You can just put in your details just like that. And as soon as you start writing a message, this is what is going to come up. So you have the opportunity to put in multiple signatures if you work in multiple places. So you can come to manage signatures, and it will bring you over here. So once you are here, you can come all the way down to where it says signature. So here what it means is I already have 2 signatures, this one and this one. Over here you can create a new one. You can name it anything. For example, I put ABU, and you can create it, and then you put in your details. So once you're done, you can play around with the text. You can do a lot of changes. You can increase the size. You can bold it. You can bold a part of it or all. You can italize. You can change. You can underline. You can change coloration if you want. You can change it to any color. And you can attach something. Maybe you can attach a link, or you can attach an image. You can do all sorts of arrangements from here. So once you're done, you just come over down here and click on Save Changes. Tip number 9, it's now very easy for you to use the steered messages, just to make sure that this message, when you find a message that is very important to you, you can easily steer it. So to steer a message, you can just come over to that particular message, and you can click on the star here. Okay, this is not starred. You can click on it. It is starred now. Okay, So once this is starred, it means this is a very important message for you. When you want to see it, you'll come over to start messages here and you'll be able to see it. But you can differentiate the emails even more by adding more features, start icons, than just the ordinary star we have here. To bring in more features, more stars, all you need to do is to come over to the settings here and go to see all, and then we can come down all the way to stars here. You can see the one in use is only this yellow one. You can bring in this color, you can bring in more, you can bring in this one, and you can bring in this as well. So you can use all this to indicate the level of star, or you want to differentiate even in the level of importance that on what you are starting. So once you bring in, you change it to this, you can come over here and save changes as usual. So once you are here, okay, so once you click on the star once, it's going to bring in the yellow star. If you click on it again, it's going to bring in a different star. So maybe this, you want it to be purple star, okay? Or you want it to be a different star. There's green star. So whatever star you want to put it, according to your description or to your settings, you can easily put it, okay? So you can be able to differentiate them when you come to the start menu here, okay? Once you click on start emails, you should be able to see them in accordance or in arrangement with how you put them in the first place. You categorize them based on yellow, green, pink, and all that. Tip number 10 is you can now be able to add in a vacation email. In cases when you have a vacation email or you are going on vacation, you can put in an auto email for your email senders to have an immediate auto response to their account, telling them that you are on vacation, you have minimal access to your email, but you respond as soon as you come back. So to set that email, all you need to do is to come over to the settings here, you go to see all, you come all the way down and you can see vacation responder. You can turn it on and you can specify the period in which you are going to be on vacation, first day and your last day. So you put in this subject, you can say maybe on vacation, Once you put on vacation, you can put in your text here. I'm away for vacation. I will respond as soon as I got this. So once you put in this, you can customize the text, the message using all these icons. Once you're done, you can put in this to send to only people within your contact list. And once you're done, if you don't want to send to them or you want to send it to anyone who sent an email to you, you can click on save changes. Once you click on save changes, it's going to put this email on vacation, okay? So every email that comes, it's going to be automatically replied directly that you're on vacation. You respond as soon as you are back. But I'm not on vacation, so we have to end it now. Tip number 11 is you now have the option to attach your documents using the Google Drive directly when you are sending an email. To attach a document, for example, now I'm sending this message, I've composed everything, but then I want to attach a file. You have two methods. If you attach directly using the attach file here, this document is going to be added to the storage of your email. And if it's that big, then your email storage will continue to diminish. But then you have the option to attach insert files using the drive. You can just go to your drive and dump that file. Once you dump it, you can just easily click on it and just insert it. What this means is this file is not going to occupy your email storage. It's going to just be using the Google Drive that you have. It's not going to occupy your email storage. So this is the advantage. You can attach directly from Google Drive while you are sending an email instead of the normal attach here, because it will take in more space on your email. Tip number 12, which is my last tip for today, is you can add your Gmail account to your Outlook email account very easily, so you can synchronize both, even to your Outlook or to your mail account in Microsoft. In Windows 10, you can do that to add in your Gmail account, so both the emails will be synchronized. So to add to Microsoft Outlook, all you need to do is to open your Outlook. Okay, once you have your Outlook opened, all you need to do is to come over to File here. You can come to the address that you are using. You can add an account to it. You can click on Add, and you can enter the email address that you want to add to this. For example, I want to add it. And it will request you to open it from Gmail. Yes, you can say yes, next. Then you can fill in your password. As you're done, you click on sign in. Once you have responded, it's going to ask you to access all this and you click on allow. Account is complete. So this is your Gmail account. Once you finish, you can be able to see it open in Outlook as well. So very easy.
In this short video tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to change your Google profile picture. Okay, this is very useful when you want to change your profile on YouTube, because most of the profile picture that you have on your YouTube, on your Google account, on your Gmail account is mostly this profile. So you may want to change it, and to change it, it's very easy. You can do that by just coming to your browser over here and just type myaccount.google.com. Just hit on enter, and it will bring you over here, and you're free to, well, I say welcome Epic, but you can come over here and change the profile picture. So this is the profile picture that is visible to all of your Gmail, the Google account, and your even YouTube account, because YouTube is owned by Google, right? So you just click on this to change it. All right, so you are here. So the first you can observe is you can change this by, you can remove the picture from here. You can just click to remove it, and it's going to remove it, or you can change it directly by clicking on change. And you can see you have a bunch of options to select from where you are going to upload the picture. You can check my Google Photos, and you can upload from your camera, from your computer. Right now you can upload from your computer, or you can upload from a camera. Okay, if you have a camera that you want to snap to that particular location, so that particular picture, you can just say from a camera, and this is going to use your camera to snap the picture, right? And let's say for now you're going to upload from your document from your computer, so you have the same option. So you can upload, you can drag and drop as well. So let's say you can come to pictures. I have one over here, so you can just see you have this, but then you can change it to this one if you so wish. So let's say we select this one, and you can say open, and it's going to bring you over here where you can crop and rotate the image accordingly. So if you are satisfied with this image, if you are not, you can crop it from the top edge over here. You can see you can reduce the size, and you can increase the sizing as well until it fits to exactly what you want in the content. If you are not certain, you can rotate over here from the bottom center over here. You are free to rotate it to any light, to any point. I mean 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. You can keep rotating until you are satisfied. So if you are satisfied with the way it looks and how it is looking, you can come over here and say save as profile picture, right? And this is going to save this as your profile picture, and you can see profile picture will update soon. Okay, it could take a day or two to see these changes on all your Google devices. All right, so to take about two days or so. Another thing that I forgot to share is you can paste the picture directly. If you have it copied on your clipboard, you can easily use this to paste the profile picture directly without even going through the upload process, right? So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a bit on how to change your profile picture of your Google account. Feel free to try it. Feel free to change your Google account profile picture. Let me know if you have any question in the chat box. Let me know if you enjoyed this video.